jump into it. Only time will tell. Hashtag IEM over there on the favorite Twitter sphere. Let's get a... Only time will tell. Hashtag IEM over there on the favorite Twitter sphere. Let's get a pistol round underway, Hugo.
Yes, indeed. Lots of damage done. It's a fast A attack for Cole, and the nades will get eaten alive, but so will NaVi. A site is lost. Electronic smoked out, and Boomich actually does return fire from above. Flamey's wrap lobby. Flame's not watching, even though the call was made. Rush heard him coming through the ramp room, and even though that kill comes through, Cole will dart back towards the safety of ramp. Dropping B is Electronic. He's already ahead of this rotate, but is that where Cole's going? Yes.
Oh, Electronic. Dropping the bomb, does get cancelled out by Rush. And we're left into this 1v1 now. Boomich doesn't have armor either. And this bomb's going back up through the... maybe not, actually. Tries to feign heading towards Vent, but instead just peeks Boomich dry. Rush will lock that one in. And, you know, that first bullet just immediately sends Boomich aims flying. At that point in time, he's pretty much dead in the water. So Complexity, they narrowly get that pistol round locked in. They go 1-0 up, and now they've got a chance to get off to a good start here on their map pick. It's going to be the 4-spy back in for NaVi. Scout even dropped over to Simple, letting him save some extra cash as well so that he can look to bring that AWP out early on. Cole with a very measured approach here, just holding back in the lobby. This Scout and Simple outside could get scary. So let's keep our eye on it.
I like the change of pace, right? From a fast pistol bursting A to Cole immediately making the call. They're forcing, because you know they are, and just setting back in the lobby, waiting for aggression. NaVi don't give them anything, so Cole go late outside with the smokes. JKS, one of the 2 AKs in the round, still holding on to the lobby. Config near about as well, but here come the smokes down in the yard. 3 of them, it's wide. That gives a lot of room for Blame to go anywhere he wants. It also denies every bit of info for NaVi. There could be 5 players behind these smokes for all they know. Simple's watching for a gap. He sees Blame cross down. Cole gonna split the ramp with this secret player, but Blame ain't going down B. He's doubling back outside, looking to lurk as Cole try and take this ramp room. Simple is very quick on his rotation. He hits a tag. Eagles out for Flamey, finds some fingers and rips them right off. Flamey with 3. It's a nice shutdown, but the kills are back in for Cole, and they're not going down without a fight.
Oh, and we are immediately back into a 2-on-2, right? That little victory from Flamey is short-lived. Boomich and Perfecto have got to pick up where Flamey left off. And Perfecto's getting wrapped from outside and from ramp. He's getting sandwiched in here. If he finds the kill on a poison, though, that can make all the difference. Now the bomb under his control, and Blame having to rotate in late. Now making noise. And Perfecto knows, drops the smoke, cuts Blame F off, and this has gone terribly wrong for Cole. They tried to meet back up in the lobby, but honestly, right, Blame's sneaking there. The time's so low that I think if he sneaks that whole way, he was never even going to get to the lobby in time to begin with. That's a bit of a weird one. A great round from Flamey, and unfortunate timing for Poison as he's left alone in the ramp room.
Yeah, sick hole from Flamey. The danger of why Cole are backing up there is when you throw outside smokes like that and you try and take ramp, the worry of dropping B is that the CT's already there. They've seen the smokes outside. They don't know if they're fake smokes. They don't know if Cole are already in secret, and so NaVi might have players lower. Cole don't want to dive into the unknown, the possibility of a stack. And so attempting to group back in the lobby makes sense, but as you said, the time is the undoing. Flamey does it to him. That's a good sign, right? Simple Electronic, always a big talking points, but Flamey, he's had good form recently. Goes through waves. Electronic, he's been red, but he's not going to go any further for now. Config is holding secret from the main roof. A force back in for Cole. The wars are on, early days. Electronic poked his head out and got tagged, but they're going to test Flamey again, and for that I say good luck.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good in the ramp room. Only good for 1 in this round, though, but there's the rotation in from Simple, and immediately the warning signs are going off. Simple, oh, he's locked down ramp. 3 kills in the round. And Config, the last man left standing, having a trickle in last in the 1v4. Odds pretty heavily stacked against him here, needless to say. And now giving away the position as well. They know he's here. Simple wants all the kills in the round, and so he's gonna get it. I did like it in that little mini like tidbit that we got from Simple. He was just like, you know, approaching how it is that he peaks angles. How there's a good bit of thought that goes into it, but also like the mind game of people knowing that they're peeking into Simple, right, at like a favorable fight, and how that can help tip the scales even further his way, right? They've just got to hope that they're able to react faster than he can. And if history's anything to go by, that's not often the case when Simple's on the other side.
I can't imagine, no matter how good you are at this game, like, you know, you're in a clutch, you're against NaVi, and you're in a one-on-one, and you press the scoreboard, and you see Simple's alive. And like, what goes through your brain? Like, subconsciously, that you can't control. You're like, oh, great. The best player in the world. Fantastic. Yeah. Exactly who I wanted to 1v1. And yeah, just that mental game is a lot, right? Like, skill aside, he's in your heads, and it's rent-free every day of the week. Cole on Glocks, hanging around. Not much to do, and not much to do it with.
Just a waiting game here for NaVi. And same for Complexity. Looking to gain a little bit of ground and traction and a step in the right direction towards this site. Our eyes seem to be set on upper as it stands. They're going to be going 2 out hut. JKS waiting not far behind. Rush is going to join them as well. But with Glocks, this is going to be a difficult one. Maybe a bit of a stat padding situation for Perfecto even. NaVi put up a 3rd on the board. Easy as that.
Yeah, that's one of the bright sides for NaVi on this map. Perfecto's really, really good on that upper site. He's never going to be feeding. He's never going to be aggressing lobby and giving away kills. He's always on the rafters or hot roof, just waiting. And yeah, always good for 1, if not more. Around like that, though, he takes them all down, and it's simple stuff for NaVi. Starting strong on the pick of Cole, but here's the buy. This is what we've been waiting for. Cole lost to the Force in the 2nd round. That's kind of dug them a hole, but now they've got their shovels out, and they're going to do some digging of their own. Not a lot of util on this first buy round, but enough for late smokes, as they've shown us already in this T side. Is that's going to be something they go back to again. Grouped in the lobby, backing up. Last time they did this, it was the clock that let them down at the end of the round. So something to keep in mind. This time it does look like they'll actually be crossing behind the smokes as well. So secret is the game plan from the offset.
Trying to exploit these smokes again. This time the wall looks a little bit different outside. It's going to prompt some rotation. Simple starts to posture towards ramp room. And Boomich thought he would get cheeky in peeking secret. That turns out to be a fatal error. Blame F. Blue screens him. And they continue their pursuit of this lower bomb site. NaVi's still a little bit eerie about the idea of someone coming from the lobby. Blamey's going to investigate the control room. Blame F just missing seeing him on his cross. So close yet so far. Flamey's got a pretty pivotal position right here. If somehow he can wrangle in these kills like that one, he might be able to just turn the tide right here, completely control it. The last bullet on the Blame F, unbelievable kill. But it was Simple that takes out Rush. This has gone horribly wrong for Complexity Config trying to battle in, but time is not on his side. 10 seconds, he's got to get the bomb planted and fight off Electronic Perfecto. He taps the plant, doesn't really have the time for it, and Electronic makes him pay for it as well. 4-1 for NaVi.
That was quick from Electronic, man. That was mental. And Flamey, what a play on B. He gets spotted in the rafters. He drops in the door. He catches poison here. And then, like, that's enough on its own. But he finishes Blame F with the last bullet. Tap.
I never get it, man. Like, Flamey, at the moment, it just feels like sometimes he just has these games where he looks so damn good. And whenever he does, it looks very, very comfortable for NaVi, right? You see, like, the benefit of suddenly having, like, a multitude of players who are able to deliver you these great moments. And it's very nice that it's coming from Flamey. He's always a treat whenever we get to talk to him in, like, the post-game interviews. I really enjoy our little chats. with Flamey.
He's a cool cat. I'll tell you that much.
There have already been a couple of gaps in this T side for Cole where like maybe the comms aren't flowing amazingly. The first one was the Flamey again rushing ramp into lobby and stabbing Blame F in the back. I think it was the pistol, and like Rush hears him, but it's Flamey's so fast that the comm comes in late or doesn't get reacted to, and just there again, Blame also getting punished. Perfecto, how is he alive? He stands in the smoke and finds one, getting shot from below. Boomich on the bomb site, mowing them down, and Simple held out from above as well. He's got a couple more from Flamey, fast off of the ramp, and those rotates for NaVi, they are perfection. Flamey, the ramp player, is in heaven before Cole or even out the hut. We look at that, and we look at how far Simple has also been rotating ramps to assist Flamey in some of these rounds. NaVi, they're having a good day right now, you can tell.
And now that leaves me wondering why. Why did I change it to Cole to take this series? That's the classic NaVi, man. It's classic. Like,
this is them 51% of the time.
Simple's now bringing the AWP outside. This dastardly little double outside of Simple and Electronic that always looks so damn scary, right? Electronic's nearby in main, ready and willing to help out if Simple should need it. First AWP for Simple as well. 7 rounds in, he's had the money for a while. If you remember when they force bought in that second round, he even had extra money left for it. Boomich does throw his life away down through the vent. And now the rotations have got to come through. Flamey looking flustered, does get busted out of the round by Rush. And so a 5-on-3, the bomb getting planted. This might just have to be a reluctant save for NaVi, right? That round just decided immediately. The moment that Boomich kill comes in, it's already a pretty dire situation. They know someone is to make something big happen to try and counteract that, to try and give NaVi a chance. And so Flamey gets caught barreling into the site just to try and deny that ground right away.
And that's twice now for Boomich, right? Like, obviously, it's the life of the B rotate. It's the cool. How deep are they, guys? How fast are they? And really, if you're outside, Simple, what info does he have? They smoked outside. They could be B. That's all you can give away to your teammate. Boomich comes in lower. Remember last time he was there, he made it all the way to the secret stairs and then got wrecked by Blame F. This time, he doesn't even get out the vents. He looked like he thought he had more time, more room to move, but Cole were fast into that B bomb site, and they keep everyone alive, taking a nice convincing round. Yeah, Boomich needs to figure that one out, because already it's given Cole a lot of free reign towards B.
That's the thing. I remember earlier in the year when we used to watch NaVi on Nuke, and it did feel like Boomich was always in a bit of an odd spot, like being this kind of main rotate player, right? And in recent times, it feels like we see Electronic take that main position more and more. Like, so often he's assisting outside, but it feels like he's kind of there to like help out alongside a guy like Boomich at this A site in case of these door rushes to give more room for this rotate. But Boomich, man, I don't know, sometimes he can end up feeling a bit like a sacrificial lamb on this map, right? Like he'll just be the guy to barrel into a site, and normally it doesn't go too well for him.
It really, for NaVi, it depends what the spawn lean is, right? If the call is, let's put Electronic B out of spawn, then usually the B holds are fine. But if they don't play lower and they put Simple outside with the AWP and they go, oh, we'll just play rotate, that's when the problems arise. That's when Boomich can get caught off. But Simple, this time, he's got a gap, he's got an angle, and he's got to pick out in the yard, config trading from above. Simple is very deep, and now 6 feet under. 4-on-4, Cole have outside, but the smokes are faded, so they'll look to cover up main.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about those diagonal outside smokes is it tempts the CT AWPer into having to extend into view of the silo, right, to try and peek or challenge through them. That was a nice little way to steal the opener in this round, or I guess get the trade and then take the opener on the follow-up. 4-on-3, and they're wrapping in towards heaven. Flamey and Boomich and Electronic have all preemptively rotated down into this B site. Now, Cole, all they have to do to win this round is not go B. And, well, they are going down towards B, and this bomb is secret side. Oh, that might lose them the round, honestly. If this bomb gets dropped, it is bye-bye to the round. And there it is. JKS, the last man left alive, and with 10 seconds, time becomes the problem. Electronic does get dropped, but there's just not enough time left in the round for JKS. And so NaVi, they steal that one back. They were at a man disadvantage. They took a gamble stacking towards B. They didn't even have any information really outside of those couple of outside kills that come through. And they just go, well, if they go B, maybe we win. If they go A, we probably just save.
And that's a huge gamble considering the plan for Cole was get rid of simple outside and then throw deeper smokes. They threw standard smokes, they fade, and then Cole throw in one towards main and one towards hell for the windows. That signifies that you're wrapping yard and you're going for a heaven play and trying to split A. So NaVi, quite the gamble to drop lower after seeing that util. And it was the perfect call. It was the perfect read. So yeah, really nice round for NaVi. Again, just responding cold. They may have found simple yard after one last time, but now they've got to do it again. Poison has the AWP, saved by JKS. Right outside they go. Different smokes again. So many variants. Cole. They get secret for free. The smokes fade. Poison hangs around outside, but he sees nothing. Boom, it just dropped vent. This time he's way ahead of them as well. He's dropped a smoke, and he can even leave this position, go down towards playing decon like he likes, or even just hide inside of the B-bomb site. Simple's here as well. Terrifying twosome set up inside of this B-bomb site. JKS is still towards Squeaky. Cole, can they get past Simple and Boomich? There's the smoke. Simple backs up. They know there's two here now. Two smokes have been deployed, and Boomich peeks out thinking it's still smoke. They're already through it. Simple going to get flashed off. Can't take the blind shot. Rush is hounding him down. Flamey's killed Config, but he will get traded, and the bomb gets dropped by the no-scope. Simple is starring off, but he's going to get wrapped from the site. JKS on the lurk almost catches the lobby flank, but Electronic saves his teammate's life, and Cole go into a bomb plant.
This could get out of hand. So much of this round is going to hinge on BlameF's aggression at ramp. Both players here for NaVi, and BlameF at least needs a 1-for-1, right, to give Poison that fighting chance. And there's the first, not ready for Electronic on the swing. And so Poison left in the 1v1. Ooh. The flash is good, and Electronic has seen him now in decon. That's going to trigger Poison to try and reposition. There is a kit on Electronic, and he taps the bomb. It doesn't stick it. Poison wrapping round, and oh no, he's running in. Opens the door. Electronic going to tap the bomb again, trying to bait the peak. Poison now knows, and Electronic's given up the aim of the game. No. It's going to be very, very close, but I don't think he's got it. I think so, Electronic. A damn good try, but Complexity, they will get that third round. Everybody falls, however, on both sides of the coin, and that's going to be a little bit worse for NaVi here, as they might have to concede and just take a partial investment on the players that can't afford it.
Oh, nice little clutch there for Poison. Even the rotate round, a fake on the first door open, and Electronic, he realizes too late that he could have stuck it. Was never to know, though. The bomb was planted for everything. One rifle, 4 pistols. That's the call for NaVi. It's all they can afford. Simple smokes outside, and so do Cole as they run right through. Simple looking for anything. No one can flash him right now. No one's got the util in yard. And so he can only go through dry, which is obviously a bit of a danger with Cole having 4 players really loving this secret position so far in this map.
It's the stealthily pace that they do it too. It's just creepy almost. JKS is going to be the last one. He starts to make his move after the smokes fade, potentially catching someone out in the open.
Meanwhile, yeah, he's changed it around as well. He was lobby last time. He got caught when they planted B, so he's trying to lurk at a different position to catch NaVi off.
Meanwhile, his team having moved down secret. JKS still holding on to red for the outside rotate. Big just trying to spam through the wall. Get lucky perhaps, but his teammate is out on the site. Not alone. JKS finds Simple in the open, peeking from Big Garage. That really does put a wrench in the works here for this rotation. Got some intel now. They're going to take a fight with him heads up. It's going to be Perfecto to go down. Who will be next? Flamey coming in from the back lines. JKS is going to skirt on out. NaVi don't even seem to be interested in going anywhere near this bomb. So this is going to be a complexity round, 6-4.
Yeah, Config's coming to bodyguard JKS, get him out of the red position, who found 2, which is nice. Successful lurk, and just guarantees the fact that NaVi will not go for this round. Not exactly got the money to bear anyway. Another eco coming up for NaVi. Cole, a good chance to build into this T side, find 5.
Something that I do think is kind of interesting here is that for the first 6 months of 2020, Poison, his worst performances were up against NaVi in top 20 teams. And then in the latter 6 months, so the most recent, they've actually gone on to be one of the teams he's best against. So that's going to be an interesting one to see. You do like that kind of development. Another little partial investment here for NaVi. As Complexity are getting back into the swing of things. Slowly but surely. And it's another one of these slow rounds, not wanting to get caught by any kind of lobby crunch here from NaVi. Looking to set up for an A play. Now, Perfecto's close, but unlike in times gone by where we've often seen this A site in these A plays pretty well endowed, this time around, it's only 2 here. And they're both gone right away, courtesy of Rush. So that's the bomb plant locked in, A site falling, and likely just the save for Electronic at least. You can throw Simple and Flamey at the problem and see what kind of results they can turn out with, but yeah, this will be a 5th on the board for Cole. And so suddenly, you know, that little 6-2, that worrying sign that NaVi were kind of on their way to demolish Cole here, somewhat dissipating, somewhat going.
It's slowing. Rush jump spotting towards the big garage. Does get the information, but albeit kind of doesn't matter at this point, does it? 6-5.
Question is for NaVi is, okay, they've just double ecoed, they've just waited around. What is their plan, right? Cole have switched it up. They've gone for a lot of yard plays. They go A on an anti-eco. How do NaVi want to deal with these secret smokes and what is going on down in that B bomb site? And will Cole continue to do that, or are they going to throw a spanner in the works and try and fake the outside and end up on A? The mind game's already beginning in this matchup. NaVi finally with the money to contest.
NaVi slowing down.
Worth noting that the M4 that got saved got dropped over to Simple, which allows him to not have to buy and save. Oh, that's sick. That is wow. Awesome. Perfecto gets dunked on top of the silo. That's a read. We know Cole love to watch their demos. And so right there, very ready for Perfecto's position. Deleted before he even saw an opponent. And yeah, well, I was saying, Simple has more money, so you can save for the orb later. Really doesn't matter at this point. NaVi are a man down. And that is a horrible way to start a round. Woo! A is free.
Kill is kill.
They even molly the silo after.
Oh, that's sick, man. Like, what a rough round for Perfecto, man. Poor guy never even gets to play the round out, just double naded from the get-go. And NaVi, they're forced to save again.
I've never seen anyone double nade that spot because, you know, I didn't think it was even that commonly played. Like, Rafters is more common, or Heaven. But, yeah, I love that for Cole. What a way to get on the board. What a way to break the money again of NaVi, who have to save these 3 guns. And even then, they're not away with them yet. Chasing Spawn, though, Cole have gone the wrong way. NaVi do keep their weapons on ramp side.
Yeah, and I just want to note here, since we do have just a few seconds, I mean, we're watching Complexity make their move, get outside behind X amount of smokes that are here, here, and here. But the true hero in this is the fact that JKS can hang here, or really anybody for that matter, and then they can go on to just hold the choke points that are located here, and eventually the idea being to keep anybody from NaVi working their way into secret. And that is just a very strong play to hold on to, just a very strong positioning to have in terms of shutting down the rotates from NaVi.
Yeah, and considering he's in a different position every time he does it, right, on this lug, it's going to mean that NaVi don't know where is safe. Where can we rotate? How do we get to B? That forces them into the vents a lot, and we've seen how that's gone for players like Boomich. So, Cole, this is the makings of what could be a great T-side right now. 3 rounds left of the half, all the money to play with. NaVi rebuying back in off of that save. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of an
man.
awkward fight for JKS. And in this round, right, Electronic and Simple, they know they have to come up with a solution to this outside play that you were just talking about, Trace. And they think that that might be with Electronic pushed up close. Is anyone going to check this? Ooh. Oh, it feels uncomfortable just to look at. Simple's drawn in the attention. Will they discount Electronic? They're actually not leaning outside any longer, but that's information for Electronic. And Simple can ease up on the outside, right? They know about him. He fired off a few shots, and now he moves away, leaving Electronic there alone. The advantage of that is you're no longer dedicating both Simple and Electronic to this outside hold. Simple is now available to help out at either this A site or ramp, and Electronic has caught the timing on this push. This is a nice setup for NaVi, and it's given them a lot of information to go off of. Simple's in hell. Flamey's preemptively rotated down to B, and he's putting on a bit of a show. The jump there to find Rush at the end, and all three for Flamey. Ramp room locked in, NaVi with a 7th, and they come up with that solution to the outside problem in that round there. Not just solving and denying that outside control, but as mentioned, getting so much information. Cole, they throw a set of smokes down towards outside, and they think that that might fool NaVi into keeping too many players there, but Electronic had already solidified that, nope, nobody's here. This is pretend, this is a fake, and then that gives him the knowledge that it's all good for the wrap to come in. NaVi were just so ready, and Complexity never even knew.
Orbs back out for Poison, though. Simple has not had one for a while. Yard is free yet again. Electronic playing it from main. Simple can spot in the heavens, and Cole are going to go late outside as they often have been. You don't want to throw smokes outside out of spawn against a team like NaVi. Very commonly going to molly your smokes. And Electronic does like to throw close red smokes and get up in the business, be a nuisance. Here comes the Utah outside. Cole going to move to secret once again. It's the red smokes, just standard, simple. Spotting. The jump up. Poison's been boosted on top of red. Could that be good? Simple's not ready for it right now. Running and reloading, but getting to safety.
This guy knows. He knows everything.
Well, let's see.
Poison, well, his position becoming more and more useless as the time passes. The skirmish ensues, and it's going to be config that falls first. Rush follows up with the trade, and we find ourselves in a precarious 4-on-4. Flamey in hell. That gives Rush the opportunity to bypass him on his way into this upper site.
Oh, Shadow. He saw it. He knows he's up there. He's made the call. Now looking back down, Rush has dropped. Flamey's looked up. That's such unfortunate timing. Baited out by Rush's Shadow. That is a great play for Cole with the time again. 15 seconds. Rush needs to run down towards B. Boomich can win this round off of 1 kill and 1 kill alone. He just needs to hit the right player. Rush moving. Tick-tock goes that clock. There's no cover on Decon right now. Blame needs to be that man, and he does swing out in time, just saving his teammate on the plant. Cole with a chance. 4-on-2. NaVi still giving it their all to retake, but do they want to reconsider that fact?
Yeah, this is a save. They're getting out of there. 7 on the board for Cole. And Blame F catching a very important timing, right? There was a whirl where Boomich swings that, gets Rush off the bomb, and suddenly the round is lost. But Blame F with the read realizes someone should probably be watching that little door down there.
Probably should be. We're going to take a look at this problem area that is outside. Now, we just highlighted about JKS and finding positioning at red, and what's ultimately happened here is the response from NaVi. They pushed a player up right here to obscure vision and kind of just really control and dictate what's going on outside. Now, last round, and this round that we're just capping up right now, that didn't really come into play. They only did it 1 round, and that's all that they needed. But you would think that would be enough.
Yeah, it's actually info that Cole don't have. They never saw Electronic pushed up. He flanked, but he wasn't needed. Flamey got 3 kills on B, and Cole just kind of funneled into Navi's setup. So, if anything, it's not info they have, and that's why they go right back to yard smokes, even though they split deep towards hell. Cole are really convoluting some of these rounds to a great way, and Navi having trouble 7-7, fast out the door. Boomich with the spray. He's got two. Third player low. Electronic swings for the help and blink, and you miss it. It's a flawless round for NaVi. A shutdown on that A site. Annoying for Cole, but still a great half nonetheless. Let's see if they can build on it and take their map pick when we come back after the break. Tech 9's in play, and a bit of util for NaVi. Where will they go? Straight to the lobby. Electronic throwing in a Rafters flash, and it seems like NaVi are going fast.
Oh, Flamey leading the way, leading the charge, and down goes Config already. Poison will come in with a response, but this A site has already fallen into NaVi hands. And with no flash, this retake setup gets pretty tricky now for Cole, right? Having a retake with everyone through heaven. And normally, if you're going for this, you've got that flash that you can throw from CT coupled with this retake smoke. Instead, they've only got the smoke, so they've got to peek into this dry. That's going to make this a very, very rough round. But luckily enough, they've been given some space here by NaVi to get back into this one. Simple, trying to hold from heart. Down goes JKS. And now they know Simple's here, but they don't know where the rest are. Suddenly it becomes all too clear. The triple peak is in, and BlameF gets removed right at the very end. NaVi win that pistol, go on to 9, and look to start to string together something special over on this T side.
I love those post plants for NaVi as well. They got one main, they got one door, they got one hut, and an open bomb plant as well. Boomich just even on the site with a tech, like maybe in another round, he gets like multiple kills there. He gets traded after one, still does a good job. And then NaVi are just triple peeking into 3-on-3s, and Cole can't pick targets easily.
Where's this nade stack going? That's what I want to know. What do they think's up? Cole are normally pretty good with these nade stacks, right? You'd expect that from a team that watches so many demos of their opponents. You know, Perfecto learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Over on NaVi's CT side.
Already some like similarities in the T sides, right? NaVi right down behind the smokes, as Cole were doing almost every round of their first half. Yeah, these nades are getting saved for a long time. They were being lined up towards door earlier in case NaVi crunched, but now that that hasn't gone to plan for Cole, where do they want to use them? Flamey throwing Heaven utility for the outside. NaVi going to work yard. This is similar to a round Cole did, where they faked out taking secret with one, Electronic is that man, and everyone else moving yard to try and take hell. There are players here to deal with them, though. Blame posted up CT with JKS in upper.
Oh, but now that they know Blame's here, might need some support from the aforementioned JKS down here in hell. Perfecto's trying to deal with him, and JKS is kind of knocking around, hoping to deal with Perfecto. While BlameF's just baiting them in with the promise of a free kill in CT. That does not work for Perfecto. He gets caught. And now this B site looks to be where NaVi end up. Cole, the only site they're not watching, they hear that molly, and that's going to trigger the rotation down in towards B. And once again, they're moving everyone into one position together. All 5 going to try and retake through the ramp room. Now, they've still got these 2 nades. That could be kind of juicy, especially with Boomich behind the silo in the site. The first nade does land there, but the second one doesn't follow up in that position. Boomich trying to put on a bit of a hold, and he's going to have to. There's a second to his name. Electronic coming in through the window, and suddenly this has been stripped away from Cole. Blame all alone, back at the site. Boomich still hidden away, and Electronic holding from the double doors. This is a pretty rough spot for Blame to be in. There's no time for the defuse. And NaVi get that round back under control. Boomich and Electronic doing it all in the post plant. And that was the force buy from Complexity. So another eco looming here.
Yeah, that's a really played well round from Boomich. 3-on-5 for NaVi in B, and this is such a hard spot to play when you're getting retaken. You can see he spots players on both sides, and it's so hard to not commit to a swing, to try and win a fight and go down with some glory rather than getting hunted. And yeah, he holds his own really well, picks up 2 on the left, picks up 1 on the right, and then just tucks and gives nothing away until the round is already won. Triple nades again for Cole, but that's all they've got to show in this one. Outside go NaVi with more smokes. Oh, deleted. JKS loses his head to the Galil. Sometimes the galol, but in the hands of Electronic, looks pretty lethal. Outside Heaven Molly again for Flamey. Gonna miss. Hands on the roof. Smoke will do it instead. NaVi moving deep outside as well. Ooh. Factor is very low. He's only playing Deeg as well. Not the end of the world, but yeah, these rounds really shouldn't get too problematic for NaVi. Gonna drop bomb B. Electronic is very deep, killing Config on that rotate and making noise on lower, but the bomb isn't even here yet. It doesn't matter. Cole, they already know this round is likely lost. It's just about trying to get guns out of it.
Actually start to make a move into the ramp room. Maybe try to pick up some pieces on the way out the door. Speaking of their way through doorways, this is a doorway into the playoffs. The winner will advance to the quarterfinals, as this is a Group A upper bracket semifinal. We're going to be going to Overpass after this, the pick of NaVi. And right now, NaVi might be walking into that one with a map advantage. Still early days, though.
Yeah, FaZe have already made it to the quarters as well. Which is not a statement that maybe many were expecting. They may have had a great run at New York, but, you know, getting rid of Nico since that point. Everything going on inside of that team. Olaf coming back. They're exceeding expectations right now. Can they keep it up? That would be incredible for FaZe. Quite the turnaround. And obviously, if they could, then, boy, our apology would need to be way louder than our disrespect.
One of the things that's so wild about that is, you know, when we cast FaZe on day one, I was like bigging up Cold's error a lot. Well, you know, then it came out, obviously, that he's got coronavirus.
Yes, the COVID,
right?
yes.
And he even said how, like, he hadn't touched CS for like 4 or 5 days, I think it was. And that makes, like, the efforts he's been able to put in the server, having to lead and frag while being sick, that much more impressive, man. Cole's just someone who keeps demanding respect, and you got to give it to him. JKS at ramp, he's being given no respect here. Config removed as well.
Ooh.
And now, like, already this is looking like a NaVi round. There should be very little you can do here if you're Complexity to get back into this one. Electronic is the only man who could fall to give you a way back in, and Complexity aren't even interested. Plus, Electronic isn't going to give you this kill, right? He's just not going to look to give it away. He's not going to overextend. He'll wait instead for Cole to make the mistake, and there could have been it. And now a 3-on-3. All right.
They're saving. It's too far gone.
They're just too far away, man.
So far. And Harry, you talk about Poison. Obviously, he had to save in this round. Didn't really get a chance. He got double mollied out of hell on that rotate. But, you know, sometimes... Or it was more the storyline of the recovery, him having bad games against NaVi, and then later in the year having better games. This is a rough start for him. He's 6-13. Had the AWP a few rounds on the T side, never really saw it play in. Haven't had that head-to-head between him and Simple. Simple had the AWP in Garage twice, and then never again. And really not needing to AWP on the T side and nuke either with how NaVi are playing, just moving behind these smokes. A lot of the rounds, ramp crunch right there. Nothing too difficult for NaVi. They get the pick, they double molly, they have lurkers outside.
I tell you what as well, I wish we could get games like this from Flamey every single NaVi game. It just feels like, man, whenever you've got like that third player stepping up, usually it's Flamey or Perfecto, the NaVi looks so good. Because suddenly, like, the freedom is there for guys like Simple or Electronic to be able to go for things that are ballsy. And, like, these guys go for ballsy plays anyway. But it's like, you know, often you feel like maybe they're a bit restricted because they need to be alive later in the round on, like, an average day for NaVi.
Oh.
That's a lot of damage from Electronic. Don't know how he doesn't get away with it.
Poison looked away right as Electronic went for the peak. Electronic has been the closer, man.
So aware.
Today he's the opener, but 4 deaths in this entire map so far. Bit of a beast. Simple is going to get picked outside, but Electronic looking to finish the job onto Poison. And he is in no rush. Oh, he's seen him. Even a flashbang hitting Poison would spell the end of his round.
Got a smoke credit card, just dies to it.
Not a lot of time for NaVi. Boomish made the jump. Did Poison see? He looks
seems
aware.
very aware, doesn't he? Like, little too aware for somebody who doesn't know someone's up there. Still looking at it, still interested, but Boomich is just hidden. 25 seconds. NaVi is just going to look to explode into this A site all of a sudden. Config could get caught by Boomich dropping down, and he does. Rush fully blind off the angle, and in the blink of an eye, this site has fallen into NaVi's hands right at the final seconds. It was looking good for Cole. And then that decision to pull Poison away from outside, I think through Boomich just not moving for so long. Like, Poison's like, well, I guess he's not there. I guess I must have imagined it. And then he drops down, finds Config, the flashes go in, and Rush is just hung out to dry up on top of the rafters. This was great awareness from Electronic as well. But man, that's a rough round for Cole. And this slow style of play that we're getting from NaVi, as is pretty typical, is really working out well for them. It means they're dodging a lot of the attempts at like this utility that comes through for complexity. It also means that like Cole don't want to go pushing for any information anywhere, because you're always worried that NaVi are just going to be waiting for you to make that mistake, to come to them. And so they're having to play very, very reactively right now. And as we've seen, like, so many of these rounds have gotten down to the final 15 seconds as the pushes are coming in. And then there's a rainy utility in. Cole normally have nothing left at that point in time to respond with, either in terms of utility of their own.
Cole aren't even getting gunfights at this point. They're, you know, NaVi are dropping in main with 30 seconds, getting 2 picks, and Cole are dead before they even see their opponent. And to add on to all of that, Harry, the one thing that Poison has been doing is picking simple. He's done that a couple of times now on this CT side, taking him out as the first man down for NaVi. Rare to see firstly, but NaVi is still converting rounds with simple dead in the first 30 seconds, and that's a great sign for NaVi, a team that we often, you know, say rely on this guy. Right now doing it, I don't want to say without him, he's still performing, he's had a great game, but in some of these T rounds, they've not needed him, and that's great for NaVi. Getting it done nonetheless, no rounds dropped on this T side.
And I think one of the other problems right now that Cole may be feeling is that nowhere feels safe. Like, there's not one area of the map that you've been able to hold down reliably. JKS has looked pretty shaky at ramp, and that reflects in the stats as well. He's 1-4 in opening duels. Ramp has been a problem whenever these B plays have looked to come through. And this outside hold has been, you know, like, kind of hit and miss. It's weird. Often, as you say, they're finding something from this position. But then you have rounds like this where NaVi really do want to take outside control, and they're not just putting players here early. They often get it, right? They often get Electronic down through Secret. And just having someone in this position, you can see the problems that it causes for complexity. They have to wrangle a couple of rotates down towards this B site in the form of JKS and Blame F, but that's going to soften up other areas of the map, and this is something that's been helping NaVi in a lot of these late round executes. Electronic just holding, being patient, but JKS does get the better of him. And so a man advantage for complexity. Once again, NaVi are in no rush, right? They know that they've got this big lead, they've got the firepower that complexity do not have, they've got utility that complexity don't really have.
And right now they have the keys to the vessel. Poison looking onward from ramp with the scout. No one's coming there just yet. They're going to be throwing some utility out the doorway here. Simple drops a Molotov on that opposite vent. And maybe, just maybe, complexity spring to, you know, at least checking Squeaky or getting the hell out of dodge, because Rush is playing up real close.
That smoke is big. 30 seconds as a door smoke comes in. NaVi are going to have to go elsewhere if they want to actually win this round, or just dive through it as it fades. It's not going to leave them with a lot of time for error. Boomich on a main wrap. Double door. Setup simple. Dominates Rush. And surely not ready for Config, but he is. Config still gets one. 10 seconds. There's the flank. The bomb has been dropped in the door, and no one has gone back for it. This round is over. NaVi leave it behind. And that's going to be Cole picking up a half by an eco round to some degree. JKS, oh, he's not even needed. It's Poison from above, catching Boomich, waiting on the ladder. That's a heartbreaker for NaVi. That was their round to win right there. If you know, Config didn't get that kill, or if NaVi went back for the bomb in time, they have the plant, and they likely have that 2-on-2 post plant as well.
And that's not the only heartbreaker, Hugo. Rest in peace to Alex Trebek, former host of Jeopardy. Bit of some of your childhoods. Well, a bit of my childhood, I suppose. Nonetheless, this isn't going to be too much of a heartbreak for NaVi. They've got money still stacked to the ceiling currently. So they'll be able to reinvest and buy again. What's up, FanCam peeps? IEM.GG/FanCam. Head over there. We go into a little bit of a no pause, actually. We're going to be jumping straight into the next round.
Karlov bought themselves a lifeline here, right? Their first round win on an eco as well. It leaves their bank accounts pretty padded. They've got the ore back on Poison. Let's see if that's going to continue to be able to open up these rounds outside. That round, Electronic went very fast behind the smokes. He did die Secret. That left NaVi in a bit of a predicament. They were kind of relying on him to get something done down on B. Draw enough of a rotation, but Cole holds strong. Simple eats a nade. First T-side ult we've seen from him. And he is leading the charge. Not for long. Poison again finding that opener. Looking to recover in one way or another. Boomich spotted atop the roof as well, and Poison gives it up, goes very passive. Config's gone through a smoke. That was indoor. Not the start he wanted. And we know how quickly Boomich can drop in on main and stab this player in the back. Usually that is Config, but right now it's Blame who's just dropped down the vent knowing the outside is conceded. The info isn't really there. Poison makes the call. They could be lower. And so BlameF has to have his wits about him, but he's at least confirmed there's nothing going down for the time being. And with NaVi going roof, are they setting up for another A execute? Could be the right call. There's only Rush here currently.
It could be the play. Electronic just waiting to drop a Molotov on that first contact. Right now, they've walked right out the squeaky door, and no one's home just yet. Except they are. They're lying in wait. Poison and Rush trying to hold together this upper site. Leaves just Electronic to just figure it out here for NaVi in their side. 30 seconds left on the clock. He's already out squeaky. 2 players in heaven. It's Poison and JKS. Blame F. Well, he'll get there eventually. He's just holding, make sure no one drops through the vents. Yeah, but he's got to win some duels right here. He takes down Blame. That's a great start. Fantastic start. They've dropped on him. Oh, look at that. Almost a spray transfer. And JKS, blind as a bat, gets it done.
Scary.
He's going to go back for that AWP and get the defuse. 9 for complexity.
Very scary stuff. Nice try for Electronic, but 3 players coming right at him. Blame flying up the vents the second he hears that bomb plant. A nice round for Poison as well. Coming alive. It was about time. We didn't get to see him on that T-side, but he's had a few nice orb shots, some openers right there, finding 3 in the round, trading his teammate in A. Rush gets 1 for 1 and still does damage to the second. Decent hold considering he's a solo anchor player there. 13-9. Back-to-back rounds for Cole could signal something. Can they break the money of NaVi in this one?
Yeah, they need to, really, right? Like, because their money is not really in any better spot, right? Whoever wins this round is laughing all the way to the bank. There's a lot riding on it, because for NaVi, this round here could be the one that locks them in a victory on this map. And for Cole, this can be their way to get it even closer, to get back into the swing of things, and to finally build up a buffer of money. It's another slow burner from NaVi. And that's the thing, like, coming into this round, Cole had a lot more utility than the NaVi side did. And this is the advantage of this slow style of play from NaVi, right? Look at it now. NaVi are the ones with more in their back pocket. And that's going to come in handy late in the round, especially with no smokes, 1 incendiary. That's the extent of it. They throw outside smokes.
It's A again.
But that's not where this is looking to end up. 2 players in the A site, and Poison can rotate in quickly to help out. A lot of this is going to come down to how much Config gets away with. Boomich wrapping through main again is the problem for Cole. Rush does what he can, but ultimately might not be enough here. It's left complexity in a 2-on-3, and as mentioned, their money is at breaking point. So do they want to go for this one? If they save here, this AWP and M4 is pretty much all they're taking with them into this follow-up round. But NaVi on 14, that's a bit of a rough spot to be in. Poison shooting there to cover the sound of him dropping.
Yeah, they'll never hear that loud AWP. That's one that NaVi have dry run before. Boomich hits the best timing on saving his teammate's life, dropping in through main. That's the entire round for NaVi. They throw outside smokes. They pull Cole back. Very passive into yard, blame fighting CT. And then they just split A again, right? Contact outdoor, not really giving any warning to Cole. Config has a good position. He's just about to kill those door players. And then boom, Boomich hits him in the face. And again, Config dies without even getting to fight. That's been so many of his CT rounds playing main in this game. It's Boomich's great timings coming in from the roof. And NaVi just overwhelm A in an instant. Double opener for Boomich. There it is. Beautiful work. And that was NaVi's economy on breaking point. Similar story for Cole.
Yeah. One of the big differences between how these CT sides look like they're playing out right now is think about that little duality between Boomich and Electronic over towards main, and the advantage that then brings to the A bomb site is you've got Perfecto as your anchor player, normally up on top of the rafters or the silo, and then you've got Boomich playing in the site with him, with support from Electronic if needed. And that's something that I think Complexity could really benefit from right now, is that third presence towards the A site. So many of these rounds have just ended up in these late A plays, and as mentioned, Config in main, he's been getting kind of bodied, man. So many of these rounds, he's been smoke shot. Think about the one by Simple, then by Flamey in the round after, wrapped by Boomich twice from main. And then, you look at how Complexity are trying to remedy their outside, and a lot of it has been with, Poison on the AWP in Garage, Blame in CT, and it's a much more, passive approach to dealing with the outside play, and it's allowing for these main wraps to come in and do so much damage in the first place.
Yeah, well, look at it this way, too. I mean, we're at pretty much a crucial point here for Complexity too, because not only did they go and get a tactical timeout, NaVi follows it up with one of their own back-to-back timeouts. So extra time to maul this one over.
Yeah, it's not like NaVi are even doing what Cole were doing on the T side and committing behind the smokes and playing secret. They've rarely actually played B. They've been using that outside control to pull players backyard,
exactly.
And at least buy room for Boom Itch to drop main. Buy room for Boom. Maybe that works.
I like that. No, man, I would love to see Blame and Config doubling up towards main side, right? Config playing in the site with Rush. And then Poison, man, he's been good on the AWP outside. He can be assisting guys here and then come in for those fast heaven rotates, because that's something that has won Cole rounds here and there.
This would be the perfect round for NaVi to use the smokes to go B, because Cole haven't even really had to deal with lower rotations in this game. They don't really know what NaVi have got in store for them on that B bomb side. And so this could be that round. You can already see two behind red. Boomich again dropping. Flashed off his Blame. Where does he want to go? It's such a hard spot. And he does catch Boomich falling off of main, but it's all a bait. Again, NaVi are down lower with two in secret. A couple more on the ramp. JKS, he has to hold strong here. If he stops a split, Cole can retake B with advantages. And there it is. JKS spraying, but only good for one. The lineup for Poison, and he only gets a single kill. Still winnable for NaVi, but those rotates are in. Config has already gotten out through the vent, and he is unknown.
Yeah, the jump though, Flamey, gets him. And that's a disaster. Bomb now down again. Cole having a retake through the ramp room. Both players here. Electronic just hidden in the back of the site, and he's got support from Flamey in the window room. This is a pretty deadly crossfire for NaVi to have. First man does get in, but that's when Electronic strikes him down, and Blame falls as well. That was looking like a winnable round for Cole. And on top of that, they actually did play the AAA just then, the one that we were talking about, right? They had Poison helping out over towards main with Config.
Why wouldn't they?
Blame holding down outside. That allowed for the fast rotate down through the vents into B as well. The responses from Complexity are great, but then it kind of gets thrown away as they're so busy trying to get back into that round before the bomb's gone down. Config gets caught, gives up the 3-on-2, and it all kind of falls apart from then on in.
Yeah, it's some great calling for Boomich right now. The manipulation NaVi are doing on this T side is really, really good. And you can even see it happening. You can see Cole trying to fix the problems. Now new problems arise. Now just trying to brute force their way out A. Flamey traded. Poison in rafters. Electronic with a miss spray, and JKS punishes him off the ramp push. It's Simple alone, but we know this man likes a clutch or two. Not today. Config responds. And that's kind of similar to how Cole ended their half as well. They were like, yeah, we've got a good T side, everything's going well, let's run outdoor. And NaVi try and do it to close the map. to similar results.
That was the first round in this whole CT side thus far where we've seen JKS come in with ramp progression, and the results of it are pretty damn great, right? He gets away with that finishing kill, and that's something I would love to see JKS be able to take advantage of even more, right? Especially when you think about how Cole have been geared up towards outside. Often you've had Blame or Poison as people who can rotate in and take ramp room if JKS were to fall on that aggression. You think about what NaVi have been doing, and while they have had, you know, like 1 or 2 players sitting lobby to watch for that push, the majority of their forces in the beginning of the rounds are up on T roof, are lining up utility for outside, are challenging the AWP outside, or just trying to keep his attention there. And that is how these slow plays are kind of boiling down for NaVi. And that's something that Complexity just haven't had the information on because they haven't gone seeking it out. And so I do like JKS taking the initiative, getting aggressive. At that point in time, Complexity kind of have nothing to lose, right? Either they win that very weak buy or they lose it and the game's done. So it's kind of just throw everything at the problem and see what works. And the aggression gives them great results there to find a 10th. Question now, though, is that too little too late? Is that realization that this was something that maybe they could have gotten away with rounds ago not going to be enough to tip the scales to get us to an overtime? Because they need 5 in a row. Yeah. And the most they've managed thus far on this CT side yet was 2 in a row. And that's 2 of the 3 rounds they've been able to pick up.
Technical pause coming in, some ping issues as they were. The online era continues.
Numbers are good for NaVi. Flamey Electronic having great games. Electronic still just not dying, closing so many of these rounds for NaVi. And Cole, yeah, struggles street right now. At least saving their bacon with a little bit of a low buy there, but they need to be flawless, as said. Easier said than done.
Well, we do sit idly by, just waiting the continuation of the matchup itself. Again, ping the issue here. Ping, always the issue everywhere. Not just here, but in your day-to-day life. Some of you are lagging on your pursuit and your efforts to get into the fan cam. IEM.gg/fancam. Join us, turn your webcam on. Don't be a weirdo. That's basically all you've got to do, is not do anything strange, or racist, or sexist, or homophobic, or any of those things.
Otherwise known as strange.
Yes. 15-10, quite the cliffhanger to stop on, all things considered.
Yeah.
For Complexity, they're just holding on to what they've got.
I just want to keep seeing more fight out of Cole, man. Like,
they've got it. You know, they've got the fight in them.
Oh, 100%, man. And like, even when you think about how, like, okay, so we spoke a lot about outside and how Cole have approached it. And obviously, NaVi haven't really been running outside all too much. A lot of the time, at most, they send Electronic down through Secret. But, you know, even thinking to that one, like, partial buy that got close for Complexity, it was on the back of them sending 2 players to aggress Secret to deal with Electronic. So many of these rounds where it's come down to the rifles, it's felt like Complexity are playing so passive that it's giving, like, NaVi all the room they need to get geared up for these late plays. One of the biggest problems for NaVi with this slow play style is the fact that, and this is something that we've seen lose them rounds before, is that all it takes is for teams to get aggressive, to get that info. And, you know, when you've only got 15, 20 seconds left, like, you're committing where you're seen. You're not going anywhere else. You don't have the time to. And Complexity never have that information. They are forced to play very reactive Counter-Strike while NaVi have all the room and all the territory they need. If you're giving NaVi that much respect, you can only expect to lose a game, you know? Like, you need to be taking something away from them early on.
Yeah. And Cole are actually really good, usually in games that are aggressing CT yard, like, you know, pushing Poison Red with the AWP. They have some great flashes for that. You often see Blame glaving it as well, dropping that close red smoke. He has tried that already, and he did get caught by Electronic. But even having a couple of players there and actually some supporting cast as well, not just one man out on his own. But yeah, it's you know, it's an easy thing to call. NaVi aren't really running yard off of spawn. They are going for late smokes a lot of these rounds as well, which does complicate things as Cole hears spam in lobby, they hear footsteps radio, and they don't want to rotate hard outside and then be caught on a ramp rush. Like, because NaVi have been at least throwing new things in every now and then. They have occasionally rushed ramp or gone for a quick A split. as well as taking, you know, secret. I just love how many options there are on this map right now, and NaVi are exploiting all of them.
You could combine that with the efforts of Config and Mini, and just sort of the house of cards, the domino effect it has when he falls. NaVi have taken this upper site time and time and time again. We are just waiting on Rush to reconnect to the server.
Do we know where JKS is staying right now? Obviously, he's in Europe.
I think...
Is he in London as well with Rush?
I don't think so, actually. But, again, we're not privy to that information on the books, of course.
Yeah, JKS, man, he's a world traveler.
They call him Mr. Worldwide, but
yeah.
I think someone already took that name. Someone far lesser.
Absolutely.
Hey, hey, hey. Don't start the party. No? Sorry.
I like it. I like it.
The party is stopped currently.
Cole looking for a +1 right now.
Looking for Ringer.
Dot need.
I miss the days of IRC when you could just log on. There'd just be hundreds of people looking for ringers at any given time. Only to join a scrimmage and then get the whole team kicked after you lose the first 4 rounds. So,
was that you?
No, but you know, I've seen that, and maybe it's happened to me, but like I'm not gonna admit to that. Come on now.
What happened on IRC stays on IRC.
Yeah, it has actually. Once upon a time, sort of a archaic technology now, but even then you can still see remnants of it. I mean, look at Twitch chat, for example. Look at Discord, for example. When I say look at Twitch chat, I'm talking about each and every individual one of you taking a good, deep look at yourselves, thinking about what you would do in this situation. And you can let us know exactly what those thoughts are using hashtag IEM. That's short for Intel Extreme Masters. We're going to be jumping back into the game. Got just about a minute away, I've been told. Get the cameramen resituated inside of the server.
Yeah. Got to set the cameras back up.
Well, they got to have a union break, right? So, like...
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Now, that's good. Thought you were going to say something there, Trace, but it was just little noises, actually, as it turns out.
Didn't come from me.
Man, this is just like a rough one to call right now as well, because as we've been saying, like it feels like there's so many options open to NaVi, and that's because there are, but also I think it's because if you complexity, it's not like you've looked at anything NaVi have done and been like, yeah, we shut that one down confidently, right? Like they don't want to run that one again. It's like, it just feels like anything is possible from the NaVi side because pretty much everything they've tried has been successful. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Rush has been the best performer for Cole in this game as well. He had a lot of nice entries on the T side, bursting out Hut. And on A, well, he's been attacked almost every round, often putting up a fight, finding at least one. But other than when he's been supported by the AWP in heaven, it's often been NaVi taking that A site. And let's find out where they go. They've had all the time in the world to build a plan for this round. Now, they're not exactly rich. They've also got no loss bonus. And so it might just be that force up for NaVi. I saw an AK. Let's see how they choose to disperse their funds. Rush buying a Famas has a UMP in spawn. I think he's realized now. Oh, no. But not the end of the world. Cole are up against map point on their pick, so even one round loss would reveal us overpass NaVi's choice in the series. Are we going to get there, or can Cole drag us to overtime, kicking and screaming? It won't be quick. Smokes again. Yard for NaVi. Back to the lobby. All is well and good.
Ooh, something I love. We got Blame F, gone aggressive this round in through secret. And this is something that's nice because it's going to let him get the information that even though there's these outside smokes down, at least as far as he's aware right now, there's no one here pushing behind it. So now there's information gain. Now Electronic can take advantage of this, right? This kind of misinformation. JKS having to hold the ramp room solo, and it doesn't work out for him. Electronic catching the timing onto Blame F. Cole, they're at least aware that this is looking like a B play, so they get the early rotation in, but Poison's out of the round. And so Config and Rush, they're the two left alive. Make that just Rush in a 1v3. NaVi, get that bomb down lower. Simple, Electronic, and Flamey, three of the top fraggers left alive. This is a very rough spot for Rush to be in, and he can't get it done. NaVi, they take the map pick of complexity, and they make it look pretty easy along the way. They go 1-0 up in this series, and now we look to overpass NaVi's map pick coming up in just a moment.
NaVi, this is overpass, and Poison's going to start the round off with a kill of his own on to the biggest player. Poison's going to start the round off with a kill of his own on to the biggest player that we can think of. Simple. Already out of this pistol round.
Yeah, that's been one good thing for Cole across this series. Poison has been besting Simple. It's not like we've had the AWP head-to-head, really. It has often been Poison, you know, CT side AWPing, picking a rifle, or in this case, a pistol round. But it's a kill nonetheless. Perfecto needed that one. He has half the util for NaVi. Setting up outside of B to fake it out. Bomb is still in toilet, but it's going to come back down the connector. So where will this one end up? Electronic can throw util anywhere as well. It's going to run it all the way back in through T-spawn by the looks of things. NaVi ending B. Cole stacking A, but they've got JKS back at the CT spawn watching for info. That dink on a long peak is going to keep Cole here on A, but they look like they want to re-aggress. Rush going very far forward with Config by the toilet as well. Nice little crossfire, but it's all in vain with NaVi going into this B bomb site. JKS is going to call for help, and it will have to be a retake for Cole.
Molotov out there on the barrels, smoke into upper, and JKS currently left to fight off NaVi. He takes a serious amount of damage. He's down to 4 HP. The bomb's going to be planted by Electronic, and NaVi just trying to spread out in the site now for this retake. Config up in heaven. They're going to re-smoke him off, so he's not going to be having a good time with that. Boomich puts the first one down on the retake. JKS out. Config out. Rush in. Takes down Boomich. And now we have Poison on 1 HP trying to fight Perfecto. This is going to be a bit of a tricky one for him. There's a kit right next to him, which he does grab, but he's got to hit his first bullet here. He's going to tap the bomb, trying to draw out Perfecto. And actually, doesn't really matter. NaVi, walk away with a pistol round. Simple having gone down in the very early stages. Doesn't matter. Utility usage there for NaVi was really good on this pistol round. They re-smoke heaven. It's just one avenue of approach that NaVi, you know, don't have to worry about in complexity. Well, keep Config there. Eventually, he is taken out. Flamey with a big sigh of relief. Now we get to see the speed turned up here for NaVi just a little bit. They do have this weaponry. Just got to be aware of some of these closer angles against these pistols.
Cole with like a very, very fast decision to just rotate everyone B and fully pad this site. Now, that could be a good idea. It all hinges on Electronic and how quickly he gets up long to discover that there's not many players here. There is just Config. Whoa, they saw the boost. Blame tries to go back up for it. Takes one to the dome and we'll get out of there. And now, yeah, look, this is what's happening, right? Electronic gets very, very deep up long. And he's like, well, if they're boosting down on B, that means there's at least two there. There's smokes going into Monster as well, so they're a little bit paranoid about a B stack on the NaVi side. So they bring that bomb back around to join up with Electronic and Perfecto at long. And so this B play is no longer coming through. Now, Cole, at least, right, they're getting aggressive, so they're nabbing this information back. And this now becomes a bit of a weird round. They know that it's not B anymore. The downside to that is now you know it's A, where you only have one player this whole time, and he's given up a lot of ground in the process. So they start to rotate bodies up quickly, but it's still a 3-on-5 inside of the A site, and Flamey opens up. Config with the Deagle, delivering, however, 3 in the round, and looking for even more is Config. Surely not. He's somehow still alive, still kicking, and JKS up through mid, ready to pincer this. There's no time for a bomb plant anyway. Simple's just trying to save, and he might even die after time. That's a great response from Cole. Simple does fall once the clock strikes as well, so that's no money for him on the back of that round. But this is what we were talking about, to do with that re-aggression, right? To do with that information gathering. And while maybe you don't feel comfortable doing that on Nuke through fear of actually digging the hole deeper, right, and giving away an advantage that they can act on quickly, there, they start to suspect that maybe it's not B anymore, and they get aggressive. They push through Monster, they get that information, and they're in the right place at the right time.
And here's a tweet from Depth, and it's obviously to back up the former teammate he had there in Rush. Rush, pretty impactful in that first game, albeit a loss for Complexity. He wants to do a little bit of the same here. Config rewarded handsomely in that previous round. The failed conversion by NaVi, he walks away with an AK out of that one. Of course, he did kind of hold on to the A site, somewhat alone. Quick cleanup here from Blame F at the top of the connector. Right now, Complexity push up just far enough here on A. Got Bathrooms control. Even got Poison that's flirting with the idea over here towards Party. Blame F falls. Poison takes another fight after having Electronic out of the round. And now what are these two remaining players going to do here for NaVi? They start to edge their bets over here towards this A site. Here is Config, and he is entrenched. Little headshot angle there for him. Doesn't even really need to use it. Flamey walks into his crosshair. Now Boomich left in a 1v3. Dumps a nade, and then tries to run away. He's weary. He knows that they're clawing in. They're getting closer. The grasp is tightening. JKS falls, but ultimately it's Rush that ends the round out.
And it is really nice to see Config getting off to a good start, right? Like, Overpass has always been a good map for Config. There's been a lot of big Config moments on this map, right? From knives to kill records. And so it's very reassuring that now we move into a map he feels very, very comfortable on. Because on Nuke, you know, he was really, really struggling in that main position. He had like 4 rounds where he falls without even actually getting to fire a bullet off. And that's never fun. So here, you know, where he does feel comfortable, he's been rocking this A site, man. Like, a lot of the time getting left here with only one player maybe alongside him and then just calling for rotates when needed. But he does look so comfortable. And so already delivering. Already almost outperforming his performance from Nuke just moments ago, right? And we're only, what, 4 rounds in?
We're not that deep.
That's wild, yeah, man. He was 9-21 on Nuke. Now 6-1 to begin Overpass.
And the hustle continues for Cole. Another eco for NaVi. Even locked out of middle for the most part. Boomich makes it through the molly. Rush nade Simple down at B.
Flamey looking for revenge. It's just not there, buddy.
Showing some presence though, spamming the Deeg and then picking the bomb up to join on the A site. It's only Poison, but he's got middle. And so that rotate's even coming up early. Config is here in time, and Blame's about to crunch from the connector. Doesn't want to go too early. We got Moonwalkers.
Boy. Walkers? Like zombies?
Everyone's just dancing, dude. Look at Blame, the crouch dance. Swinging those legs. Obviously server issues, but we're back, and somehow NaVi have made the most of a very bad situation. They are so low though. Config, time to get some more kills, time to pad those stats a little bit as he finds one. Perfecto in the corner, does read him out though, and now a 2-on-2 rather, with 3 kills for Perfecto.
Yeah, they gotta go
back for the bomb.
They gotta go back for the bomb, and look how low these NaVi players are. Tomas and M4 in their hands, and Rush looking on from the connector. That creates an even bigger problem. The bomb now down at Party, and Perfecto just trying to get to it. It's going to be hard enough in a 1-on-2 right here. This smoke might play in his favor. He's very weary of the idea that someone's going to push him from the A site, and he's not wrong. JKS moving slowly up long. Decides to hold back.
It's 20 seconds. He needs to either get a plant or die. He doesn't want to save nothing here, really. The FAMAS, he could buy an AK next round. And yeah, he grabs the bomb with 10 seconds. At this point, it's already a save. And so M4 is the aim and save is the game. Call up to 3. Good round for Perfecto, but once that bomb gets dropped back in no man's land, gets stalled out, nothing he can really do at that point. No one's giving him a kill.
This is the like this round right here. Round 5, we're looking at a buy here for NaVi. This is the type of round where someone like Simple could flourish. We're going to drop him the op. So maybe we're in for a treat. This would be the time to turn the Jets up. 3-1 currently for complexity. The map pick of NaVi.
Yeah, and just to contextualize Simple in that first map, Poison was the only player who was actually beating him in head-to-head duels 6-2. At the same time, Poison was 0-9 against Electronic. So did show in his performance, having a hard game. Electronic looked really good. Let's see if he can bring that level in here as well. Flamey outside B, lurking, doing the dead fox, as I call it. Just sitting out in the water as the rest of NaVi charged long. Now they've started walking. How much info does Blame have? He's going to go for the swing. Simple just domes him. And the best part about that is he never sees the 2 other players. Now the bomb was on Simple, but there were 3 up long. And so Cole might be surprised. Config could get caught if he gets swung from this position. He's got Poison nearby. No guns allowed in this round. It's fist fights only. Config. He's going to swing. Simple's waiting. Oh, he backs up, though. It's a good call because Boomich swings into him instead. Electronic dead, and Config's up with a double. Simple trying to find something with the AWP, and Config is lights out right now, 10-2, as he finds Cole yet another round. Almost nothing NaVi can do in this position.
Yeah, Flamey sets up in the water. He sets up shop to catch rotations, and no one ever comes by. Now he gets a little confrontation. It's JKS.
Ooh.
But Config, on a warpath, the guy's on a mission. And that is to disrupt every flow that NaVi can find.
What? Flamey.
That was pretty gross.
Yeah, bomb's gone. That's the round, but Flamey, he really did do something there. Tried to get 2, and almost did. Config bounds out. And Flamey waits for the rotate that will never deliver him anything. It's a save, sadly.
Back to back.
Yeah, not perfect rounds for NaVi.
You see the hope in Navi's eyes, too. You see Simple get that first kill. I think it was on Blame there at long. And you think, okay, maybe they'll just pack roll it with that, but it doesn't come to fruition. And that's going to be complexity going up, 4-1.
Yeah, Cole, that's impressive. They get away with so much despite having so little info there. They only see Simple. He finds an opening kill, and then Config just goes lights out and tears him down at long. Hero AK surrounded by pistols in round number 6 for NaVi. The buys have been very weak so far in this T side. Cole have been writing the script. Blame pushing up on long, and Electronic is not even considering it. Traded, though, and in a round like this, trades are great for NaVi. Using that 1 AK to success. Perfecto coming up connector, watched by the AWP Poison.
It's just such a slow approach here from NaVi. And the more Config shows his face in the server, the creepier it's going to get for him.
And again, silence. Everyone takes a deep breath.
The deepest of breaths. Some might even question if there are still breaths being taken.
NaVi going B here. They've grabbed some guns, armed well. Perfecto with armor, given the M4. Simple coming out too short. Double Monster play. No one here to stop him. So Monster's great right now, but Russia's mollied off Simple. Trapped. His team are going to have to do the heavy lifting. There's only 2 players here, though, right now. JKS is coming out to help. Rush in the smoke, dropping the bomb, and dodging the flash as well. He does get dinged. Simple trades. JKS has made his way into the pit with 18 seconds. Again, that bomb is loose, and that has constantly been a problem for NaVi. It will continue as JKS drops it again. And the 3rd save in a row for NaVi. Another rifle. Unless Simple wants to go, but yeah, it's not realistic. Cole find a fifth?
3 rounds in a row saved here. At least 1 weapon for NaVi. And this is that momentum we were kind of discussing here for Complexity. They're starting to find it on the CT side. And then being the first half, probably no better time for it.
Yeah, that bomb, man, it keeps getting lost for NaVi. It keeps getting caught out.
Oh, Config's having a good time.
And that's dangerous, right? You don't want to give this guy too much motivation.
I remember once upon a time, Config smashing a poor little mouse. Not like a live mouse, but, you know, a peripheral mouse. Just smashing it. The guy's good. He's good at the game.
It's a safe bet.
You guys are pathetic.
Thank you, Trace. Just our daily dose.
Just a little reminder for you.
Yeah. Okay, Orb's out. Another big buy for NaVi. The save is worthwhile. Simple can drop the AK over.
Yeah, I would love to see Simple get a pick and then NaVi sort of steamroll off of that, but you know, it's just been a slow approach after a slow approach.
Yeah, many teams have complained about the T side of this map and not really enjoying it when the CTs have money and they get the orbs and they get the util. There's just so much room for aggression and CTs taking face. And you can already see that. JKS mollied and flashed into B short. He kills Flamey and he gets out alive. And NaVi are defaulting. There's no one there to trade. Flamey was alone. And so that's just like one option for Cole to find an advantage. NaVi don't have a pick back yet. Trying to take mid as Electronic, using all of his util to push the AWPer back, but Poison stays and smokes off as he pushes through to take Electronic. You hate to see that for NaVi. Another man down, but Cole are showing us some great face on this CT side. Blame in con all round, yet to be spotted. Perfecto's going to molly him.
Oh, look at Config waiting. Had to get double swung though. 2 different elevations make that very, very tricky for old mate Config. Blame now down in the connector, dinked by Perfecto. Trying to follow up. The nade does find a bit more damage, but ultimately...
Oh, not again.
Oh dear.
Oh, who wins this round?
What's
Get your votes
happening?
in
Let
now.
us know. Let us know. How does this one pan out? This is a little new thing we're trying. It's the guessing game here.
Yeah, if you guys could just tell your Jedi friends to stop freezing the server, we'd appreciate that.
And complexity,
and if you guys
incredible.
You got it right.
Yeah, Rush had, Rush had flanked out Monster. Looked like NaVi were going back A, but they must have walked out at con and got caught by Rush there. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I saw what you saw.
Well, this is like a very, very good, though, worked example of what we're talking about when we say the aggression that's needed to keep NaVi out of a game, right? And because Overpass is that much more free for CTs to take this aggression and to try and, gimmick these rotations around the map, you've got more time. If you die, like, trying to go for a fight down in mid, well, you can pull a B player up, and a pretty safe bet that NaVi won't have picked up the pace and gotten into A right away. So there's just a lot more that you can try and do here if you're Complexity, and that's going to make it a lot harder for NaVi to get back into that same state that they were over on Nuke, where it just felt like they could do anything, right? Like, they could wait till 20 seconds was left, and they could just pick a site, spin the wheel. Oh, it's B. Cool, right, let's go. Nades out, we'll vent drop, right? Like, they could just do anything. And that's not the case here, because Complexity are the ones taking the initiative, taking the ground, and making NaVi work to try and get back into rounds, often at a man disadvantage.
NaVi, do they want to go faster? Looks like a B rush by the offset. On Monster's side, we got that spawn smoke for Cole and a Molotov as well. NaVi will be committing, but after a brief intermission. A word from our sponsors. But no, the train in the way, Simple can't flash, JKS gets mollied, and NaVi are all out and about in the B bomb side with only 2 defenders here. First can't put up a fight, and Rush is still here in the pit. Spray is good, only just, and he gets overwhelmed on the trade. NaVi now with 2 guns at their feet and a bomb plant available. Simple's hunting for the gun, and he has the bomb. He is very deep in the site, and he needs to go back. Heaven Smoke comes in, but that's bought time for this flank. Look at Blame F in Monster, the last position they're going to expect.
Yeah, look at that. Simple can't get the bomb down. A Molotov comes in. Bit of a standstill here for NaVi.
Oh,
that's going to create quite the dilemma because Blame is so deep. He's almost basically back in the site, takes a skirmish here with Flamey and wins it. Perfecto on that double wrap.
Oh.
Blame F just full sends it into the site, rightfully so. Perfecto, 1-on-3. Looking for his third, and he's going to grab it. Blame F with a great read, and moreover, great positioning. That Molotov stops the plant attempt there from NaVi, and, well, the rest is history. Complexity up 7-1.
I love the chase. After he gets the first, he just hunts down Simple. Even though Blame didn't actually know it, Perfecto was wrapping him. If Blame hung around and waited for that heaven smoke to fade, then he's probably dead. But no, he chases a second, reads the third, and finds Cole another round. 7-1. Really good showing.
You okay, Hugo?
Yeah, hiccups coming in.
I thought you were getting choked up because of the scoreline.
I did predict NaVi, and NaVi give and NaVi taketh away. So does Rush. Again, an opening kill for him. The double long push, and they are there to play. Cole, 5-on-3 in an instant. So many of these rounds have been left to this. Able to flex the individual skill of these players.
Yeah, and that's sort of the, their action we're looking for right there. We're looking for that fast-paced, utilization of these players in their, pretty impeccable aim from time to time. So trades are coming out here in the B bomb site. Perfecto finds Config in this path to getting the bomb planted for a change. Blame F and Poison set their sights on the B site.
Oh.
Simple with the peak. Blame taken out of the round. And Poison left all alone in the 1v2. Simple. Gonna re-peek that, but
Dangerous.
Poison has B-hop past him. And Perfecto now dropping a smoke. This is a very rough round for Poison with both players being here, and he knows it. He's just going to look to get out of there. So NaVi, they will find their second. They finally break this silence. Perfecto with a great bit of trade work, right, to open that round back up. It looked like NaVi were about to get shot out of yet another attempt at a round. But Perfecto's there to answer the call, fighting alongside guys like Boomich in the site. And that little attempt at getting into B on the back of a fast B does feel like it's kind of made NaVi have this realization that, yeah, if we are going to play this default, it feels like we're going to get challenged all across the map. And that's just not been working out for us.
Dangerous for Cole to not pad B after that round, but they've made the right call. They've got 2 con, 1 mid, and NaVi going heavy mid as well. The Orb sees nothing. They're already at playground. Poison's been caught. Flicks back. Nice shot. Can he escape? Boomich just the bomb. Doesn't want to offer that up in the party, but Poison jumps on the bin and gets put right in it. 4-on-4. Bomb spotted. Double cons still for Cole and 2B short. They are all together right now. And NaVi, they don't know that, right? They could just speed up A and it'd be their round, but no information. Config, even flanking connector, this could be huge as well in figuring out where the bomb is going, but Perfecto still holds on. How long will he wait? Swapping sides, Config sees the feet, Perfecto doesn't know, and now he's gone from the round. Free AK, and Config can go back and join his team in connector. Now at this point, a B player does need to rotate up because they don't want to lose players fighting into middle where they know NaVi are. So actually, Cole just charged through short, all up to A. They've got the perfect read here. This is very clear for NaVi, or for Cole rather, where NaVi are. And even though their footsteps are loud, NaVi are long, so they don't even hear this rotation. They don't know that Cole have now stacked the A site, and they could be walking into their very demise.
Oh, dear. Lining up these smokes to try and make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Flash through, though.
Oh.
Rush just gets stuck in. He wants to take the fight, and now realizing the bomb's here, the rotation comes in from Blame, but it's not even needed. Round locked in for Cole, and yeah, man, it's just so much more aggression, right? The Complexity now looking like a different team to the one we saw on Nuke. It's no longer being forced to respect NaVi. They're pushing through smokes, they're getting aggro, they're getting information, and they're being rewarded very handsomely for it.
And of course, a tactical timeout comes in for NaVi after that one. It went sideways for him real fast over at long. I just actually received a tweet from Gomez, former 100 Thieves, Renegades. He's been with that lineup for quite some time. And he's tweeted me an image of the stats line between the Optic and Renegades game. Now, check out this lineup for Optic. Config, Shazam, Cajun B, Gade, and Stanislaw.
Good old days.
Once upon a time. They're playing against JKS, Jacob, Ustillo, Nifty, and Azza.
Is that the game that Config Got his
That was
kill record.
47 and 21
Oh.
with 164 ADR.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
Oh,
Grief.
I think I casted that one.
Yeah, man, that ain't the kind of game you forget cast.
No. With my boy Desmarais.
Dirty Dusty.
Shout out Dust one time.
That's Amore. Wow. Boomich. Going aggro, but they lose electronic, don't they, in the process?
So
And that's
funny.
now an AWP retrievable, so simple. If you wanted to be a nice guy, he could throw that AK into the hands of Flamey or Perfecto and take the AWP, or he can give it to one of them. But ideally, someone would love to take it here. No one's nearby to actually get their hands on it. I'm hoping that's where we see Perfecto come up through Con.
Look at
Look at this long toilet push from Blame. And Config there as well with this pincer set up. Even a third man watching for the wrap around towards the divider. This is a killer little toilet setup. They flash Config in. Now they never know about Boomich up close. And Blame, I think he gets spotted there. Could get out of hand if Simple's able to deal with him, but he's not. And so Blame just falls off, plays it passive, because at this point in time, the last thing you want to do is give them away into A. When you're sitting in this 3-on-2, they have the info that both players are here. So we see JKS get activated down towards that B site, now going aggressive. Blame needs to stay alive, and he will. That's info for Simple that he's located long side. They still don't know the whereabouts of JKS, but the bomb will go down for Simple at least. And a 1v2. If there was one man that you would believe in here, I think we've got him on our screen. Simple. Planted at truck, not for this CT side. He's going to be able to watch it from bank, though, if he does get across, and he will. No one's here to contest it. What with JKS rotating down through mid. Blame F trying to clear these angles. Now they know that it's got to be CT side, and Blame will win the peak out. So Complexity, they deal with Simple in the 1v2, and they find 9.
Just everything going their way right now. Some great calls from Cole, some nice mid-round re-aggression, knowing when to peel back and make NaVi hunt them down. And Blame holds on to the toilets for so long in that round, right? Smoking himself off, getting spotted by 2 separate players, dealing with Flamey on long, and putting Cole in that 2-on-1 that they eventually are able to close. NaVi's T-side has been lacking. They've had nothing. That one B-rush round with Tech9's worked out. Other than that, it was the pistol win.
That's the thing as well. Oh, look, man, we've added into opposite time now. This is where things get a bit weird, right?
We're in the 6th dimension.
Upside down.
If everything starts ending, I'd say we didn't warn you, because when that backwards timer strikes was 2 negatives.
Hey guys,
so
you
when
only
that
have
strikes
minus 1 hour, 0 minutes and 21, 24,
I'm scared, man. I've never
25,
seen time
26.
move like that. What is the... Oh, there we go. We're back. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, like, when I saw the overpass pick here for NaVi, it's a map that they love playing, but it's not a map that I think loves them back. I don't really like watching them on it either, if I'm being honest. Like, they're a team that love these slow plays, and like CT side, you always get the idea why NaVi like this map, right? Because the CT side's normally good. But I don't know, man, this happens far too often where it just feels like they're running into a brick wall, and all it takes is a little bit of aggression to like completely wreck them. And like the one thing that is nice is we often say, oh, Overpass, that's a map that can be dominated by a strong AWPing presence, and you've definitely got that in Simple. But I don't know, man. It's like this happens a lot. Like even when we watched them just recently back at New York, think about like the opening game there. They pick into Overpass versus K23. And if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, who even are K23, right? Like it's not like a roster that have accomplished much yet. But this is like, you know, you got like Mo, Neil, and Kios, Norbert, these guys, right? They played them in the opening map there, and they almost get wrecked by them. They do salvage it in overtime. But it's like, I don't know, man. Overpass is one that can always look so shaky for NaVi. It doesn't feel like a reliable map pick for them. And I do think so much of it is down to this slow style of play that they try to lean towards, and all it takes is for like this aggression to come through from the CTs. And suddenly it just gets swept aside, and you're having to play like every round in a 3-on-4 or a 3-on-5 with no control. And you know, try to grind your way back into it.
Even when we saw NaVi on this map yesterday against Mad Lions, they were relying on their CT side there. It took them OT to win, 10-round CT sides on both teams. And yeah, I mean, as long as they can try and do something to replicate and have a good CT side themselves, it's not like GG at this point, but we are at a point where Cole could still sweep this half and go, you know, 11-4, 12-3. And at that point, you really are just relying on luck. You're relying on a pistol win, and then the anti-ecos, and then you have a chance at winning your rifle rounds. But even then, like, you want more of a buffer.
In some weird, like, fever dream of mine, I would love to see NaVi add Vertigo into their map pool.
Yeah, I wonder when it's going to happen, right?
Because it's not a map we've ever seen them play outside of that like, charity event that was MR12.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, there's just something about it where I think it could work for them, right? Like, I don't know about any players' individual feelings about that map. Like,
Saving
maybe
it for a big match.
I doubt that, man. I don't know. I think you would have pulled it out somewhere down the line, right, by now.
You know what?
I don't know, dude. Like, NaVi, they seem to thrive on maps where they can play slow. They can play the mind games. You know, you can have simple explode with the AWP or with the rifle. And nothing seems to fit the bill more than something like Nuke or Vertigo in that case there. I would love to see them play it. I mean, that's like one of the big mysteries, right? I hope one day it happens, and I want to be there when it does.
Yeah. It's up there with the Bermuda Triangle, Harry. Big old mysteries. Boomich. Eye set towards the prize on the B-bomb site, and that's not going to go well for him. Rush easily takes him out for the smoke balloons. But Flamey, he's found all the ground that they need. NaVi, the can opener over here on the B site. Flamey knocks him down, and that's a big vulnerability. Complexity, think about getting back in this site, but at this point, you know, how exactly are you going to approach that?
Yeah, I mean, Cole have had 2B every round of the CT side, and I was wondering, even when NaVi rushed it, they won that round, and then they went right back to A into the triple stack. And I was wondering when they go back, it's not necessarily a rush, it's just a faster approach for NaVi, and that's nice, right? Boomage, he tries to turn from what he thinks is a flash, it's a smoke, turns away from the monster player, and then Flamey pounces out short and doubles up, winning the round for NaVi. And now if you're Cole, you're definitely considering putting numbers towards B at the start of next round and just rotating up if it's not a commitment for NaVi. But yeah, I like the approach. The only rounds NaVi have won have been faster B rounds.
Yeah, and just again for the implications of the matchup, obviously playing for the playoffs here, this will give you that berth. If you do win this series, either Complexity or NaVi are going to be moving on. NaVi up a map, that'll help their case. Now, when you lose this matchup, you get to go down to play the winner of Spirit and OG in the lower bracket semis. Now, that one's, you know, it's got a little spice to it, especially if we see Spirit beat OG and then move on and somehow NaVi, you know, falter this series. That creates a pretty cool storyline right there.
I almost want to pick Spirit there, right? Risky, but...
It's a bold one.
Yeah.
Let's see how it pans out.
Warps out again for Poison. Simple still rifling. NaVi don't go early B, but Cole certainly do. 4 players on that B bomb side to begin the round. And even if they don't rotate up, they can aggress. And that's what they're doing again. The close molly on the water. Rush pushes up. They are in connector for NaVi, so they can pounce out short water at any point. But just clearing con, making sure their mid isn't contaminated. Electronic going about his business, throwing the util. And the re-aggression at A does come in. Blame back to the toilets. Poison AWPing long. Even Config on rotate back up. This would be a great round for NaVi to end B. But are Cole patient? Looking keen towards the monster. The spam for Flamey will keep them back for a few more seconds. And I think it was Blame re-smoked the monster from the A site as well. So just keeping up that B pressure. Or bait and switch at long as well. Electronic there to deal with it. No teammate to flash him in. And honestly, all utility for NaVi almost gone. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov. They're going to end B after all. Electronic, this is an odd position for a B execute. He's hoping for someone to aggress, and that might be the case. Config peeks, but he runs right back. Electronic hears it, and now they set up for B.
Oh, Rush gets the info at least, sees everyone there.
Going up.
But now, thanks to Electronic's lurk, they're going to move back in towards this A site. Poison is down at Heaven right now. Will begin his rotation back up. And Blame F, even maybe looking to get ahead of it, started to make his way over towards CT. There's 10 seconds here. If that bomb gets dropped, this round could be over. Electronic with the opener. Config tries to deny the bomb plant, but wasn't able to do so. And so that last second rotate works wonders for NaVi. That's how they find their way to 4.
Yeah, Electronic, he has all the info there. He may only find 1 kill in the round, but he calls the call running back out of B, or running back to B rather. There was a world that he even gets a pick there as Config was, flashed in for a peek at long. He sees nothing, and instead of aggressing, he just safe rotates. And, well, that's NaVi running over the A site with a flawless round, about time, and building into the T side half. That's nice to not just see them end B, right? That was the expected result of Cole from the get-go. They had 4 there out of spawn. They rotate B very fast, scared of NaVi going down lower, as it has, again, been their only win. But finally, a pickup on the A-bomb site.
This has been a slow half, all things considered. And, barely getting the bomb down right there, too. Just bleeding the clock out. 2 more rounds in this half. Then we'll see what Complexity has to offer on their T side.
Yeah, they're broke as well, so this is like a great chance for NaVi to get back into the swing of things.
6 is nice.
Yeah, 6 is absolutely fine. No worries about that. Boost up on B.
Boost on B, and for NaVi, they want to test it out.
Oh, see ya.
Flamey gets the first spam, takes down Blame. They're going to try to re-aggress him. Poison tries to punish him for that. And so far, the only ones being punished are Complexity over here on this B bomb site. Rush with an AK. Might just be that last line of hope. Woo! A 2-tap there. That goes a long way. Simple out. But still, it's not enough. Config. 1-on-4 with a P250.
And the bomb's in spawn.
Of course!
It's fine, though. It's a 4-on-1. And Cole stacked that B bomb site, but NaVi just brute forced their way in. Great check for Flamey. He's always very aware of these little tricky, boosts and this and that.
And he gets underneath them, too. So it's like, well, I guess I'll take the shot. Style points, of course. Smoked off in heaven. The Config story.
Simple's AWP is Pit, or like Deep Monster, so maybe someone will save it. Yeah, Flamey's grabbed that. Config looking for a kill as Boomich goes up the stairwell. But no armor, he needs an immediate dink, and he's not going to get it. So NaVi find 5, Boomich on a 3-piece, and nice entries into that B bomb site to give NaVi yet another round. Where will this one go? There's not going to be an AWP available for Poison here.
Since, they picked up the pace that we've seen NaVi look that much more scary. They're not necessarily, like just charging in all the time, but it's about taking, like the key areas of the map away. And then that gives you that much more room to gimmick these rotations at the final 20-30 seconds, as we saw in that round where they rejoin the lurking Electronic up on A.
Oh, very lucky to be alive.
NaVi Davi. Show presence of B. They back away from it with an idea that they could, potentially maybe take this one on into A. From the fountain side and from long, they're posted up for any aggression. They've shown a lot of face at B in hopes that maybe Complexity will seesaw it and start to rotate or maybe make a misstep. Still plenty of time to work with here for NaVi.
Yeah, these last few rounds have just been so much better for NaVi on this T side. Even this one is such a good example. They're not getting fights brought to them over in mid anymore. They've got short, they've got monster control, and this now leaves all their options open. This is a really nice feeling if you're NaVi. You're no longer being constrained to an early mid fight and then forced into a B play at 20 seconds left. You've got control, and they still kind of do, right? This is what I'm on about with Overpass being a bit easier for the CTs to take engagements at a slightly lower risk. Poison deals with the toilets player, gets out of there, and he's fine. Doesn't have to worry about it. The bomb leaves A as a result, and that forces NaVi into a B push at the final 20 seconds. Config, the only man left alive inside of the site. He's down to a USP, but they just can't find him. And down goes absolutely everyone. Config, 2 with the USP to round out the half for Cole. 10-5 at the end of things. Quite the lead for Complexity, but can they long this out and take us to Mirage? They're going to need a strong T side to get there.
Harmony. Take it away, Harry.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. You made it sound like I might start breaking into song and dance.
So go for it. Pretty good at the whale song.
Whale song. Yeah, song of my people, of course. Here we go, man. Poison getting out through mid. The rest of Cole in behind him. Nothing to be found just yet. Boomich is waiting by the divider. Now, this spot's slimy, especially if Simple can draw attention in from the site. Doesn't find anything right away, and we'll have to get down eventually. There's the swing from Boomich, and that's a little bit ugly. Simple now, the only man left defending this A site, desperately calling for rotations, but they are closing the gap, and Simple, he is surrounded. There's the execution from Blamer, Flamey and Perfecto. The only, now just Flamey remaining, and even though he gets poisoned with a bit of a smoke shot there, it's not going to matter. 1v3, odds pretty heavily stacked against him. There's a player in bank, one at truck, and Blame there just to pull the attention in as well. There's that triple peak. The crossfire, too strong, and complexity. They get 11 in the bag.
Yeah, not sure about the swing there for Boomich.
Yeah, like it was adventurous to say the least.
Yeah, you know you're going to get checked, and you probably are right, but you're hoping the Simple's drawn enough attention that you can at least catch that first kill. And Blame plays it perfectly. When he has Simple trapped on the site, Simple's desperately looking for the pick. Blame is just wiggling as he lets his team wrap behind. Simple turns as he hears them get to truck, and then Blame goes wide. Like, that's a really nice play from him. Not just giving Simple the one-on-one that Simple could have won and then turned into a multi. Simple's done with this, though. He's going to aggress. Only for a bit of damage with the Deagle. Poison's holding. He's going to flash config right back into the action. Simple does get away to the toilets just in time. 4 towards B for NaVi. But this is Cole taking mid and leaning towards A early on a default. 3-1-1. Playing things nice and safe right now.
Boom, it's jump spotting towards the water side. Bomb at the top of Con. Just have a feeling they're going to try to end up on B here for the complexity side. They open the door, rush. The first one on the case. Scoping it out a little bit. Grenade does 6 points of damage onto Perfecto. Rush closes the door on his way out. And that whole B idea, canceled. For the time being, of course.
Blame, rush, smokes, let's go. And they rain into the site.
Corey, Trevor, smokes, let's go.
And the flash is good to keep that push at bay, but only for a moment. Simple falling, electronic, good for one, but not the double. And this A site now belongs to Cole again. They just run it back once more. This time with even more utility and even less in the way of A. NaVi forced into a save. And already, like, you know, that's a force buy, so obviously, like, you're not going to get the full taste of what this NaVi CT side is there, but it's a lot more, you know, restrained in comparison to what we saw from Cole, where this entire CT half from them centered around taking those early engagements, trying to disrupt the flow of things out of the gate, and then rotating players around. NaVi with a much more passive hold. They're the ones playing reactively in that round there. And it's just not enough, right? When you're in that situation, you are relying on those 3 players in the A site to get, at the minimum, a kill apiece. Like, that's what you're hoping for. And then you can move in like a 2-on-2 retake, and maybe it's feasible. And with only 1 kill getting found, that's just, simply put, not enough for NaVi. And so now they have to take an eco around this saved MP9 and CZ. That's all they've got, and a bit of utility as well.
And NaVi are going to need some incredible gun rounds to get into this game, right? Like, that's the danger of not having a close first half. You lose a pistol, suddenly you're down 13-5, and you're relying on your first rifle round to be excellent. And even then, sometimes that is not enough. Cole. Ooh, they lose a man towards B, but it's traded by JKS, and all is back under control. The only weapon in this round for NaVi removed.
Yeah, but we're at even numbers at least. So Blame F out of the round gives us the 4v4, still the pistols. Most insurmountable task here. They're going to go for a triple boost.
Here we go. Simple. Oh.
Well, guys.
Both jumping up to make the teammates stand, and now Simple's creeping and crawling in. This is a different one, right? You're looking at the little cubby. Might have a kill here, confident.
Oh, slowly.
There it is. Oh. And now you got the info. Rush is going to dunk him, and Poison has him trapped in graffiti. They know there's one more. Smoked out, Electronic looking for a pistol, only finds the default, and yeah, he's dead. It's just a matter of when, not if. Nice try. But yeah, that one takes an awful amount of time to edge into for Simple, right?
That was like a solid 10-second slide right there, maybe even longer. Grief. But there was an idea, and that is what we look at. And also, Complexity marching forward. Potential now for the third map. Isn't quite certain just yet, but it'll be Mirage if we need it. And also coming up after this matchup, after Mirage, provided we go there, Liquid taking on Chaos. Some of you call them Loquid, and they're sick of hearing it.
That's going to be a good one, but I think so will Mirage, assuming we get there. And I think it's a safe assumption. NaVi are going to need to win this round and start streaking pretty heavily. And Cole have shown that they've got more than enough depth on this map. Double orb, nothing to lose. Simple spotting mid. Flamey has his as well down towards the B-bomb site. Simple doesn't know they're all up long right now. There's 3 players going to get jump spot info. Electronic looking for it. He had a great opening game, but 3 and 15 right now. He spots the AWP at long. And he stops jumping.
It's not gone well here for Electronic so far. Would be about time to come online at 13-5. Simple. Aggressive AWP stance here towards the toilets, and you start getting that rumbling feeling in your tummy. Complexity busting out long. Electronic falls in the sight. Boomich has him lined up with a FAMAS. Takes down Config and Blame. And that does leave Poison and JKS to pick up the pieces. 2-on-3.
Still winnable. They go so early that Cole actually have time left around. This is something NaVi never got. 40 seconds to meander this 2-on-5, and Poison's made it happen with another. JKS wallbanging Flamey out in the toilet, and now it's a 2-on-1. Perfecto is trapped alone in A. They don't know about him though. Poison's clearing the angle, the swing, the miss, and Perfecto has to try and fight this bomb out. JKS coming for support. He swapped back to the rifle. Perfecto trying to pick battles, but he's so low. 15 seconds. Can Perfecto find any? He's got one. Poison trying to find this battle. Jump up. Perfecto knows, and he's going to get swung. He's trying to escape. 5 seconds. Poison can't get close enough. He needs to sprint. Perfecto hears the feet, and he's baited in the wrong way. Great round from Poison. Wow.
Utilization of the clock just down to a pinpoint there.
The fake run on the CT side of the truck, and then he doubles back with a second to spare.
Man, but we have X-Ray, and that fooled me. I thought he missed the timing. Perfecto plays that so well, but Poison just one step better. Look at this, right? Runs around the right, fakes him out. 1 second left when he gets that. Oh, that couldn't be closer. And man, that would upset you and all, dude. You played that so well if you're Perfecto.
2-on-5.
Oh, that's ugly, man. That's ugly. That should have been an RV round, and they know it now. 5 to their name, 14 to Complexity on the map pick of NaVi. And their last tactical pause used on up for the NaVi side. The money in a really rough spot. What do they even want to do here? They're going to invest. They're going to throw what they can into this round by the looks of things.
2-on-4 rather, not 2-on-5. They picked one up on A early, but yeah, that's a sick round. That's incredible. And like, that's the breathing room that NaVi never get on this T side, right? They try and go for A plays. You know, they've always got 13 seconds left as they plan. And Cole had 40, so they just have all the time to hang around in the toilets, to wait for NaVi to over-rotate, to give them fights. JKS with the AWP as well. That was just beautiful from Complexity. And right there, NaVi, they may have had the chance, and I say the chance, even then, being facetious, at a comeback. But they can't even get their first rifle on the board. This could just be a done deal here and now. Trying to hold on to B. Config spams Perfecto out as the smoke blooms. So 1-for-1. Poison running down Con. He has an AWP, but Electronic hears it. No reaction. Poison going back up for the scope. Flamey flashed out. And oh, this is going to be messy. The AWP is still a mid. That could be something for NaVi as Boomish is pushed through, but he doesn't know. Now he does. Free kill, free gun. But NaVi have lost B. Simple holding on from heaven in the time being. And he's even going to stop the cross. Rush, spam through the smoke. You like that. JKS now in the clutch, but we know what this guy can do.
Time to shine, JKS. Time to choose.
The Monster Wrap should have it locked in, and it does, right? Nice and easy for Electronic, who's had a pretty rough game here. He's the man to salvage 6 to the name of NaVi. Waiting for Boomich to go and retrieve the AWP, I'm imagining, and there it is. Grabs that from Poison. So staying afloat on NaVi, but just barely. Six to 14, very, very far from ideal.
Yeah, not at all, really.
Still a huge round to win, right? If they lose that, they put everything into it. So if they lose that, this game's definitely done. And you know, it could still be done. We could still be going to Mirage. And with how it's looking right now, that looks like the more likely of 2 options, but you've at least given yourself a fighting chance if you're NaVi. Cole are going to steer well clear of that B site, right? They try and give it some love, and it does not love them back. So instead, they leave JKS here just to hold on, and that's in case NaVi get aggressive, which honestly could be well within their wheelhouse at this point in time, right? Thing that they've been lacking is like any kind of early info, any kind of early territory. And with 2 players down here at Monster, it wouldn't surprise me if we see someone look to go aggressive. Perfecto with a flash as well could even look to get someone pushed through.
Going B.
Oh, they are going back B-ward. Now NaVi with 3 here. And Flamey's been holding this Molotov for a century, just waiting for the time to burn.
1 century later.
They're not going to be ready for 2 here, but they could even line up for Cole on the entry. Flamey still tucked. Perfecto bounces out and then back in. Oh, nice nade.
Good nade.
Yeah.
Real good nade. Perfecto eats it down to 21 HP.
TikTok.
Yeah, for complexity, they've slowed down on the back of the smoke at the Monster Tunnel. They've reasserted themselves over here to sandbags. Now they just got to pull the trigger.
Oh, lineup for Boomich. Flamey's still a threat. They know that he got a kill, so he's still here. Still ready to deliver the goods, and it gets completely discounted. Yeah, that's a little bit rough, right? This B site has not been kind to Cole, and they might look to stay away from it now. Especially because, like, when they have lent towards B, they've often given quite the signal to NaVi that this is where they're looking to end up, right? Even as they go in there, they're moving into a site that's stacked with 4 NaVi players in it. And so that kind of leaves them at the mercy of just hoping they win these gunfights out, which, as we see, they don't.
You also know Simple's AWPing A. That's probably a good incentive to hit this lower site from time to time. But yeah, Complexity, they're figuring it out. They've got a long game ahead of them to try things out, right? They've got more than enough breathing room. So they can afford to take risks. Nice tap for Simple. Config just gone like that. And Cole, I mean, they're just running at A with pistols. That's all they can really do. NaVi is set up for this, super ready. Simple on the site. More alliteration than we need. Oh. Any more? Come knocking on Simple's door. Oh.
Wow.
Sky. 2 shots left, though. 3 players, that's enough for Simple, I think.
Yeah, especially when you consider how many players are alive for NaVi. You guys often talk about the Moors. Well,
these hills have eyes.
These hills have thighs.
Yeah, when the AWP doesn't work, just use the pistol.
That's the thing, it's not like, yeah, I think you're bang on, right? Like, you want to stay clear of Simple, but it does feel like if Cole are wanting to exploit B, they need to give reason for Simple to stay at that A bomb site. And that's been the thing that's been missing in these few B executes that we've seen. Simple has often been that first man rotating down when nothing's heard over at A. This round, though, NaVi switch it up entirely, and they go 3 into middle, trying to take these early gunfights. Not something that Cole have had to worry about yet. Electronics even gone aggressive in party. Simple holding the connector. This is a bit of a rough setup to try and get through. And into Electronic they go. Simple with the tag. And Electronic still a threat here, locking down this mid-rotate. Man, this is brutal. NaVi on the scene. They're not messing around. Now, Config could be the difference maker, at least to give Cole a chance with this flank. Simple not even considering it, but now missed shots from Config. Gets it right the second time around. Sees the barrel of Electronic as well. Knows that there was a man down in connector. Boomich has wrapped all the way through T-Spawn, and that's Night JKS left onto Config. Not an easy round by any stretch of the imagination. Has to worry about Con, T-Spawn, and Perfecto is still a big old question mark. Where even is this guy? Config's got no idea. Trying to go back to deal with Boomich and open up that bit of doubt in the mind of NaVi. Boomich. Oh dear! Config gets away with it. Now a 1v2.
Gotta run A.
And that's going to put a bit of doubt in NaVi's mind. But yeah, back turned into the AWP of Perfecto. And so 9 for NaVi. Now 5 between them and Cole.
Boomich. Just, I guess, thinking that, like, oh, the time's low, he's not coming B, I would have heard him by now. But yeah, nades out in hand, it does get caught, not a worry. Still saves Simple, who hits a tag and connector, and Boomich is tucked, and they're not ready for him. And great play in middle for Electronic, of course, getting away with a lot on the party. NaVi were ready for that mid takeoff. There was so many B rounds for Cole, they'd read into it. Now where will Cole go? Fast B. NaVi had success doing this on the eco rounds, and now they're going to need to hold it down with utility of their own. Players in the monster. Perfecto's going to hear this one. Wally coming towards short, but it's aggro right into Flamey. Spray for 3. Almost a 4th. Flame hits the Deke. Is there a chance here? Simple's going to trade the pistol, and Blame F runs out. Oh, I love this. 1-on-2. Time to make it yours. Time to give it everything you've got. NaVi, after a few seconds, will realize this possibility, and they can rotate up A in time. But do they want to split up and give Blame it separate engagement, or try and play the trade game, in essence, even offering up a plant for Blame?
It just seemed appropriate for the running.
Yeah.
Blame F's going to have to continue to do a lot of that. He worked his way up long A. No one's stopping him. No one in sight just yet.
He's just going to get given so much time to plant and to go wherever he wants. And he'll realize that soon. Obviously, NaVi could be close at the CT side, but Blame has a smoke to cut off. Or he could flank B, go full around the world. The old nothing V Guardian play.
Nothing. Shout out Jordan Gilbert one time. Get Blame F, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's going to miss everything.
Yeah, this is awful. He doesn't realize just how ridiculous this is about to be. They hear him drop. They're like, lol, he went heaven. They're going to try and boost CT, maybe even to go for the peak. Instead, Simple just running him down. And yeah, Blame, nice try, but goodbye. Simple and Electronic, they don't move, they don't falter. They lock in that round. And Blame overcomplicating it almost, right? Trying to get that flank on, anticipating that maybe he's hit some god tier timing or can surprise them with that plant.
It's also a nice setup for NaVi, right? Like, just the fact they're not splitting 1-1 there and playing for their own fights and giving Blame the chance. Like, not only that, but they're also tucked in spawn. The last position Blame is ever going to clear. And yeah, big brain on his shoulders, but unfortunately, too top heavy in that round. NaVi, they're buying time. They're buying a matchup. They're making this one interesting. It was 14-5 to Cole. Not out of the woods yet, of course.
Yeah, NaVi have turned this one around.
Yeah.
A little bit of life there at the end of this first half, and then in the second half, it's been the NaVi show.
Simple. Can he keep up his performance on A? He looked like he wanted a little more there, but doesn't know what lurks on the other side. Could be Poison's AWP. There is certainly money, but Poison's on the rifle. tight gap for Simple. Electronic re-aggress at long. He's joining him on this A side right now, just jump spotting. Collar moving up mid pretty early in the round with the bomb too, but not everyone here. JKS leaving his B-Luck. Now, double monster again for NaVi. Do they want to aggress and get that information early? It's a big risk to take, but it's one that Cole often did. Rush was constantly pushing monster and realizing these A plays were coming through before they happen. Now, NaVi don't have that info. Spot for Simple, he gets something, but no connection on that AWP. 40 seconds as Cole get ready to overtake this A site. It's a big smoke for Simple, and he's going to play around it.
Oh, Simple lying in wait. And oh, there's the spot. Gonna get out of there. That's gonna trigger a rotation around from Boomich. So now a 5-on-3 inside of this A site. Simple has to run away. Boomich blind as ever. Simple with a hell of a tag. Electronic falls though, and it is all onto Simple. He can't get anything done. Rush with the entries. Ready and waiting to try and put 15 up on the board. This bomb has to get across, but instead, Config and Poison just nailed the shots needed. They trade that out, and it's a good thing they do. That bomb gets dropped crossing. That could have gotten out of hand with only 8 seconds left. Complexity, though, they navigate those waters well. They get onto 15, and now they're staring down the barrel of that third map, trying to get us there.
Yeah, that's awkward for NaVi there, right? From Simple being so close with the orb, missing a couple of shots. Boomich gets full flashed out on truck and can't, drop that close smoke. He doesn't really know where he is. And Cole just heavy up on the entries. NaVi only ever saw 1 player on A before suddenly 5 were on the site. Very, very close to running through the toilet smoke. Now Cole just 1 away, 15 to 10, 5 chances to do it. NaVi on a broken buy. Simple does have that orb. Alone on the A site. Desperately hoping he can get an early advantage. NaVi have been going for this double monster setup many times, but Cole have strayed away from B. Once again. Has been their undoing. And they want to do this up, put a nice bow on it, and set us up for Mirage. A 3-map series on our hands.
See, and in all the rounds that NaVi haven't fought mid, that often means that they've had a 3-man B stack. And I think that's something Complexity have caught wind of, right? This time, though, Simple is challenging, and that's a bit of a change. They even early rotate Boomich up towards A. Simple's going to trade places with him by the looks, maybe start to play that heaven position. And that would be the right read to make. They're going to try and boost Blame up for some vision into the site. No one at the barrels, though, and Blame falls off immediately. Perfecto hidden in this close right corner. This double monster setup has been the undoing of Cole before. Is it going to happen again? It's going to have to if NaVi want to stay in this game, because everyone is still up at this A site right now for the NaVi side. Now the push is in. They see Perfecto, but they are able to deal with him. Flamey trades, and we're into a 3-on-3 retake. Simple. Gonna have to hit heavy and hit hard with this AWP. Bomb going down. Molly to deny the CT aggression, and Config playing close. They boost Simple up. He's gonna try and take an early peek. Doesn't see anything from the boost, and JKS is ready for it. That's info for Config. And Boomich alone with the Deagle. 1v3, down goes the first. Rush trades it out. And Cole, they lock in 3 maps. They take us to Mirage. This series, the gift that keeps on giving. We're going the distance. We ride the music in, but now silence falls. We ride the music in, but now silence falls across the server. It's going to be Cole with that T-side start and a fast B play to accelerate the pace moving into this third map. Smoke down at short, but Perfecto, before it blooms, does take Config out of the round. And now B is free for Cole. They got to get this bomb down and try and navigate a 4-on-5. They do not want to give anything else away. NaVi, they set up to play retake. Perfecto getting that man advantage has made it even easier.
Rush is waiting for Simple here. Flamey's flashing through market, but Rush has seen the barrel and he's got the headshot. This is good for Cole now. USP and the apartments to fight back. Flame with the P2 trying to take engagements, but 2 out of the catwalk. JKS takes control of the market, commanding as Boomich runs right away to join his team with the kit. Didn't want to get it lost in no man's land. Blame is getting hounded down by Boomich, who hits the shot and needs to get on that bomb right now, but there's so much cover. JKS can't hit them, and that's a great escape for Boomich. It all comes down to the fact that he doesn't let JKS chase him down. Might find one in the market, but Boomich runs away, and Electronic covers with 3 kills on that retake. Already a great start for Electronic, who showed a bit of struggle back on Overpass as well.
I can't shake him. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I'm broken.
Stand on your head, Trace.
Oh, okay.
I'll stand on your head, man. Don't worry, that'll cure it.
Interesting, guys. Thank you so much. So grateful. And this, you ask, Electronic, how can you lose this? Well, he does. He loses out to Blame F's AK. Mid is compromised. Lexi taking a page out of NaVi's book from Overpass and slowing it on down.
Yeah, man, keeping it real slow, right? And you understand why. They've taken this early advantage, and in a force buy round at that, you know, now retrieving an M4 down in the bottom of mid. They've got a hell of a lot of stake in this one, and so they want to try and get the most out of it. They set up in towards this A site. That is where NaVi currently have 3 leaning toward, one of those being Boomich in Palace. Could get spotted on the push by Rush, and he does. JKS barely even needed there as Rush deals with him. Blame F going to follow up onto Flamey, and piece by piece, this A site has fallen apart. Rush, another. There is just no stopping this man. Config coming in with the finale and complexity. They put their first on the board with a force buy in the second. Trace, the best advice I ever received to stop hiccups is to try to hiccup, like purposefully, like on command.
Oh, man.
Try and hiccup as hard as you can. And then once you start trying to hiccup, you can no longer hiccup.
So once you harness the force of the hiccup.
Seriously, man, if you try and force one out, but
I think like holding your breath might work. I'm gonna try that one.
I mean, I'm trying to give you the best remedy. It requires no like.
Well, you guys also said stand on my head, which requires.
Well, yeah, but you know, mine doesn't require any kind of physicality. It's just a mind game, really.
You want me to stand on my head, Harry? Is that what you want?
If you could, that'd be cool, but like, it's not needed. Oh, he's trying it. All right.
Well, we'll see what happens. You know, I don't know if I'm going to try it, so to say.
Is that a full inversion, Trace? Have you really just done it that quickly?
I want to do a back handspring right here in front of the desk. Ready?
Yeah. What? Did you just see
The
that?
cameras catch that?
Did somebody just record that?
I did it with the headset on, too.
Upside down and now inside out.
What?
Well, one thing looking inside out around here would be that of NaVi CT with these pistols. Because they do have some pretty good ground gained.
On B.
Yeah. I mean, like, they hold the ground to B. And Perfecto holds the Palace. Look at that.
No.
The bomb down
Oh,
dropped.
no.
He's going to be able to recover a weapon. And now this one turns into a nightmare scenario for Complexity.
Oh, they rushed the molly. Config is a madman, and he's actually done it. He's got the bomb. 6 health. Do Cole really want to go into A? They know NaVi will be stacked at this point, but what else have they got in the round? They can't just turn back. Time is too limited. They're going to commit. NaVi have numbers here. Boomich is going to flash Electronic from under the Palace into the ramp fight. Once he has the spot there, he sees one flash coming, and Electronic just patiently waiting. Rush will check it, but he won't commit to the check. Electronic blindly gets the kill and swings with the rifle. It's blaming Config, who was tagged by the molly earlier on, and now he's all that stands, but not for long. NaVi, they win the round, all thanks to Perfecto.
And on a B stack as well, they're able to
Yeah.
traverse back over to A and just hold control of it. Config going for a hero play through a Molotov to regain the bomb. But you're right, Perfecto. Making Complexity look defecto.
It's a shame that Rush checks underneath the Palace, but like mentally had already decided it was clear. You know, it happens so much where you have to double take, and in that time of going back, that's when he gets cancelled out. Hero AK on Blame F, and that's the extent of it here for Cole. Looking to get into this A site quickly, but NaVi They've got 3 bodies here again. There's no smokes for Stairs or Con, and as a result, this is likely going to be a bit of a mow down here for NaVi.
Here's Simple. Spraying and praying. He does exactly what he has to. Electronic comes through and cleans it up, finishes it out. That's 3-1 currently for NaVi. But now the investment comes through for Cole.
NaVi looking naughty right now. Good holds, and Cole, bit of a broken buy this one. SMGs and 3 AKs. Scream's a quick B, but we'll see if they want to throw caution to the wind that early on. Util coming out over mid from spawn side. NaVi don't have the AWP yet. Cole R4 in the apartments right now. Molly to the connector does keep Simple out, or at least should, but he still fights behind it, somehow safe inside of the fire. B executes smokes down into the site. Flamey and Perfecto here to hold. Perfecto right at the car. Are they going to check it? Rush jumps right out. Molly does land on Perfecto. He doesn't have a smoke for it. He's burning to a crisp, only taking down one, and Config with a double opener off of the UMP of all weapons. Find the B picks. Electronic's going to get rushed into the market. Config has grabbed an AK, but Boomich has his teammate covered. And Simple on the flank again. Expected, but not dealt with. And stalling out this fight to Poison leaves JKS alone in B, and he can only get one. NaVi with a very fast retake and another round locked in.
Yeah, for Config, he pushes market, thinks he's got a drop, and unbeknownst to him, he doesn't. That could have been the difference maker in this round, but it wasn't. Now NaVi putting up that 4th on the back of the defuse. Here are those fan cams. Now, we got the Karate Kid on the left. Well, maybe more like the Karate Kid meets I don't even know what that video is called, where they're like dancing and they're like throwing their arms around. What kind of dance is that? You know what I'm talking about?
No, dude.
Okay.
I'm throwing down, man. I don't know. Oh, Config, though. He's about to throw his arms around, man. Look at him go. Boomich completely blindsided. Config, oh, maybe another. Poison going to beat him to it. But this A site belongs to Cole. Config's just been unleashed, man. Every single time it's him putting up these kills to get Cole into the sites. But now he's got to also be the man to see them through it. Simple and Perfecto, both CT side. Simple just waited for a peek to get given over. There it is. Poison on the receiving end. So damn fast. He goes up, he goes over. Is he going to check the bench? That's where Config hides right now. Smoke on the bomb. Perfecto going to flash himself in. Config with a response, and Simple falling as well. Config with a hell of a round. Complexity putting their 2nd on the board, and Config is not messing around anymore. It seems to be a trend now that after that 9 and 21 performance back on Nuke, he's insistent on besting that scoreline within the first, like, 6 rounds of play on every single map since.
Yo, the dude's nuts.
It does make you think, like, could this game have felt different if Config didn't have that ultra-quiet performance, especially considering he plays main, right, on Nuke, which is one of the most important positions on the map to hold on to.
It's like a pivot position, right?
Yeah, it just decides so much, right? It's like outside control, A control, vent control to B. And it's all from one angle, and he was just getting annihilated there. Rush now charging down this B site, and this duo, this like opener duo of Rush and Config is looking so deadly. That's who we needed to be stepping up, and they are now finding their footing in a big way. Cole moving on to 3, with only 2 players left to beat in this round. Haven't quite equalized out the scoreline yet, and they will be up against the bye in the coming round. Simple. Likely going to be donning that AWP again as well.
This round is donezo. Complexity with a 3rd. I just see one more XD. I might explode, Harry. I think that's what actually killed the hiccups. All the XDs in chat.
I know, man. I told you to try and hiccup, and you didn't hiccup since.
Well, I did the flip, and it's fine.
Oh, it was the flip
Yeah,
that did it.
backflip. Yeah.
Call that a backhand swing, guys. Come on. Respect.
Nice clear. clean anti-eco for Cole. Those are feel-good rounds. Not losing anyone to the pistols. Obviously, Simple with money. Gonna drop the AWP over. Flamey gifted the gun. Interesting start. Gonna be taking that on short side and to great use, finding config first. Taking that spawn peek. Simple is nearby him. They can trade back out if they want. They helped against it. 3 towards B for NaVi. Simple spams a mag into the halls and then gives Flamey the M4. Look, there you go. 30 bullets down, though.
The cyber goth party. Cyber goth dance party. That's what I was saying. Now, did have to do some investigating there, and of course, there's an ad, so I can't really show it to you right away, but we will get there eventually.
Cole, they've eventually gotten into middle. NaVi have moved from a 3B to 3A, and that's the right call right now with JKS in the Palace. The rest of them coming con side. Poison posted with the AWP. Simple has his in the spawn. Kit on Boomich on the balk. Not the best position for it if he dies there. That's JKS's plan, at least. NaVi aren't giving away any picks there. Welcoming Cole into the site. Electronic swings for one, and he only gets a dink. Bomb is in. Simple with a shot. Looking for more. Oh, Poison with a flick back to short. Saves his own life and the package with low time. Simple's been tagged, and they're in the site, but Flamey's providing a bit of cover. Cole needs the plant.
Oh, they're trying to deny it, but the nade from JKS, the wombo combo into CT puts 4 on the board for Cole. And that's that was a much needed round, right? If that goes back in favor of NaVi, suddenly they can be the ones in the driver's seat because their money was on the edge and now it's broken again. This is gonna hopefully allow Cole to slingshot themselves up into the lead as long as nothing goes horribly wrong up against the pistols from NaVi.
Now watch the Karate Kid on the left. Something spectacular Oh,
headset gone.
Headset gone. Is the defeat there? Did he break his headset? We need to know.
He might never hear your question, Trace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's actually a very good point. Did he break it? Can we get him a new one? These are all questions, right?
Shout out one time for the Cybergoth dance party with 14 million views.
You cool?
Cool as a cucumber, man.
Lame. Right up the catwalk. Just creeping into the ladder. No one the wiser. No knowledge for NaVi. He's made the call. They were setting up for A smokes. Are they going to commit here? Already some rotates leaving. NaVi are B stack though, so A would be the right order of the day. However, that's not the plan. And Boomich confirmed that all of this utility is just a facade. It's just a fake as Blame walks up. Catwalk Perfecto is patient. And they haven't even seen the stack that remains.
It's not going to be another big eco win on the back of Perfecto's Deagle, is it? Surely that don't happen again. Oh no, they run into the stack. They were going to the right site and now they've changed their mind. Perfecto another. This guy's just the king of these ecos. Poison and JKS left in a 2-on-4, and that's kind of gut-wrenching, right? They had the right read, they were about to go A, and then Blame F's like, guys, I'm so far up in through cat, I'm in the ladder room, let's go for a B split with this fake util. And in doing so, they walk into the stacked B site away from the safety that A represented. They never even discovered Boomich. They think, I'm pretty sure that it's a full B stack at this point in time. So there's Boomich arriving. Poison trying to deal with him, and he can't. NaVi, they steal that round away. It's a full eco with a couple of upgraded pistols here and there, and they find a fifth.
Man, that went horribly wrong for Cole. Even in the late round, when you think you're safe, you're not.
These stacks are just so common on these ecos. Cole thinking they can fake out A, and actually they did a good job of drawing the fourth player out of B. I think it was Simple by throwing the nades, but so quickly because Boomich is sitting on ramp. He goes, well, no one's out in A. It's just grenades. Watch your B site. And so that's the info that really does everything for NaVi. Keeps them in the right place at the right time. Are they there again? Because Cole is setting up once more in the apartments. 2 coming in from lower with the bomb. 3 on A for NaVi. The AWP sat on triple watching Con. NaVi absolutely fine with giving away the mid control in many of these rounds, while they'll sometimes play for the pick if the AWP has to spawn. If not, they just give it up. They let Cole take all the room.
Big run boost there. Poison doesn't have any targets just yet.
Oh, great flash. And actually Poison yoinks that kill away somehow. Perfecto's holding on to B. He's seen so many players. They're getting close. They're wrapping his right side. JKS is deep. Electronic has to clear this because Poison... Perfecto has made the call, rather. Electronic does get that one under wraps and swings out very wide, finding his second before the AWP trades. Poison putting up a bit of a fight here inside of B, but the bomb's been lost with 20 seconds. He's got to cross right past Simple, and that's just not easy, is it? AWP fights back, and NaVi find a 6th. Another strong B hold from them.
And Cole really loved these B plays for a site that hasn't really given them much back in return. Struggling at surviving that journey in through apps, and even when they have, right, they've been held back time and time again, and that round's no different. JKS has just kind of hung out to dry in the site all alone, while the others try to get in. Back to an A play now for Complexity, all 5 at ramp. And hell, man, if history were to repeat itself, they would win this round on A and then go back to B in the next, only to have it snatched away from them. Let's see, though. You got to get past Simple, and that's easier. I was going to say said than done, but maybe not for Config, who looks so at home entering into this A site. The bomb's down on triple, planted for ramp and Con. Blame's going to take that ramp position, look to hold on to it. Electronic smokes it off for the retake, and that there at least whittles one of these players out of the equation. Blame goes through the smoke, though, so he can still give assistance here in holding it down at this site. Both players that were jungle electing to try and wrap CT, and Poison gets that information at least, sees Flamey on the catwalk as well, and is primed and ready to go to deal with him on the com play. Now they try to take jungle. They can watch the bomb from here. For NaVi, there's just no time left in the round. They're trying to get away. Poison doesn't want to let them save. Perfecto dead to the bomb. And Cole find 5 with an A play. They go B now, and they lose the pistols. I swear. I don't know what I'll do, but it'll be something.
Watch out now. Watch out, big fella. Okay. Come on down to the fan cams. IEM.gg/fancam. All terms and conditions apply.
AWP with 4 pistols. What is this, Furia? Simple's furious.
He's about to get even madder.
Ferocious as well. Blames up on the short side. The chair, rather. Goodbye. Not a retrievable weapon for NaVi, but a start to something. And Cole going, wait, I thought they were eco. And now they've spotted a USP back at CT. That's going to tempt them into this A site. Bomb is coming back in through spawn. Simple has the cross. But aware of a window boost. Doesn't want to get stabbed in the back. Config is out and about, but he is going to get traded by JKS, at least as Electronic hunts him down. They're still good for NaVi. 4 on 3. JKS flash. It doesn't work on Simple. Just too short. Player coming up close. Simple needs a flick, but he's... Oh, Flamey just swings and saves his life. Dropping the bomb. And Flamey does it all.
That was nuts.
Simple's there, like, playing the whole round out, and Flamey's like, no, I take it, and then just runs in. 1 bullet's everyone in the server. All right, Flamey, calm down, lad. It's another round for NaVi up on the board. Pistols doing it again. And the AWP on Simple never even needed when you've got Flamey laying it down like this.
Had enough. NaVi love an eco. It's free real estate. They just love it when the gloves are off, you know, when they don't have to care.
When no one's expecting anything.
Yeah. I'm just going to hold W.
Boomich is trying to say, right, guys, and everyone's like, no, Boomich, no. And then they just do whatever they want. And it's nice and easy.
Don't call on eco, guys. I got this. Oh. That is filth for Flamey. You love to see it. He has had a great game today.
Hilariously, that would have been the best round yet for Cole to go B.
Don't do it to him, Harry. And now, well, now they gotta go B. Now they got nothing. Jump spot. I love it when you have this jump spot and Perfecto's in the cubby. They'll never check this. Why would they? If they see Flamey jumping, they think he's Perfecto. They think he's the apps player. Boom, there's the info. Flamey can drop a Molotov if he wants. Perfecto, this is free real estate, and no one checks it. He gets away with 2. Blame digs him down, and Rush does the dirty to Flamey. 3-on-3. Cole have made something of this round after all.
Oh, Molly's going to hold back Electronic as well, and this is where the whole team are. They are all short side. Simple gets boosted up. What can he see from his tower? Nothing yet. Blamef tucked in at the short corner. Contact made by Rush, but he doesn't stay alive long. Blame's gone. JKS in a 1v1, but it's Simple on the other side. JKS with even more damage. Simple, 1 HP, taps the bomb, but he's not on it. Trying to bait the peek from JKS, and there it is. Quick reaction on the Deeg to salvage that eco round for Cole. 6 on the board, and once again, this is one of these games where there's just no ebbs and flows, man. It's like anyone can win. Individuals are stepping up with whatever they've got. Pistols, full buys, don't matter. Cole with the B play, and they finally make it work in spite of that nice little bait and switch app setup that NaVi had running. And I do think, hamstrung by the fact that they're relying on a triple cat retake, right? Makes it a little bit easier, especially for guys like JKS, not having to get paranoid about, a player swinging from market to deal with him. And open this round, Simple's gone right away. This force for NaVi has not gone off to the best of starts.
Big blame. That's a lovely opener. Simple just removed, and now Cole just grouping for an A attack. Perfect round for it. 5-on-4, all grouped together. Nade in ramp. Maybe he's going to go with it, but yeah, it's not too great. Config is ready for it. If that was a flash, could have been a whole different kettle of fish.
Ugh.
Right now something stinks, and it's not just the kitchenware, it's also this A site. Cole are all over it. Smokes to cut out NaVi, who are trapped in spawn. Electronic above it, does find a bit of damage. Perfecto finishes one with a deagle, but he gets hounded down by Config. Needs a reload. Flamey not again. Don't give him an AK on these ecos. It's just Electronic. He could save as we're going into the last round of the half, but he's looking interested, looking to give it a go. He has a kit. Are any kills going to present themselves? Blame is the only man out and about, and Electronic has that kill. Poison backs up to play the bomb. Very open plant. Electronic trying to meander, trying to find one-on-ones. JKS swings, and that's a nice kill from Electronic, but he needs the third, and Poison won't give it away. Cole, finding 7, gets very close. NT for Electronic, but it's still a broke buy for round 15 on NaVi.
7-7. Split right in half. Good idea there on Electronic. It just wasn't there. Wasn't meant to be against that AWP at the end of the round. Poison taking his AWP up catwalk. He's done it at a Fury's pace as well. He's trying to get a glimpse into the connector. And the weapons in this last round are not looking stellar there for NaVi. In fact, no kits.
Another one of these A plays on the cards with Con now taken. Electronic hiding in this smoke. MP9 looking to be a nuisance. Oh, but the nade gives up the aim of the game, and Electronic is already removed. Boomich inside of the site, armed with only a CZ, dealt with by Config. And A is now overran. Simple's Deagle unable to find anything from jungle. There is Flamey though again, and now onto an AWP. Now not normally an AWPer, but Flamey, he's been full of surprises today. What can he bring to the table here? Come on, Flamer, let's see him bring the heat. Oh, fully flashed, however. Config with the double, and one hell of a response. He's on for the ace to round out the half for Complexity. Perfecto all alone. Give it to him. Feed the beast. Config, come on, buddy. There it is. Oh, one bullet to get it done. Complexity 8-7 at the end of the first half. They narrowly win it out. An ace from Config to add a bit of spice into play. Second half about to come up after a quick break. So stick around because you don't want to miss it.
Except you.
Oh, damn it. Well, we love having NaVi here, giving us quite the show. Cole leading by 1, and now having to hold on to the A site. It's a fast play for NaVi. Nice shot for Perfecto, running out the ramp side. JKS spawn with the kit. Gonna have to be a retake for Cole, but they're already a man down, desperately looking for a trade. Top con smoke gives a lot of room for NaVi to take the window as well. JKS moving in. And here come Cole.
Simple planted against the wall of Palace. He's not gonna be the last one. Electronic with a trade, but Poison's able to take out Flamey, and it just started to look pretty good, and the defuse should come through. It should follow just that. Perfecto, not enough bullets. And that's gonna be a defuse for Cole. COL. 9-7.
Yeah, great round for JKS, right? Gives it up, takes Simple down as the first man on the retake, and then sticks the bomb in the smoke. Nice and easy for him. Cole with the pistol round under their wing as well can start flying. NaVi are going to force up, though. They want to put a stop to this economy early. Really not a great force, though. Mac 10 Galil, AK 2Ds. And back to A indeed.
And NaVi trying their luck over here at A again. A little bit of a set piece. Smokes Bloom. Poison tries to flash over stairs. BlameF playing close. He's going to falter, and he's going to fall. Boomich tearing him apart with a Mac 10. That'll prompt a bomb plant. Not really a whole lot for Cole to do right here.
You don't want to save here, but it honestly is the best call. They at least wanted to give it a look in, but NaVi weren't giving away much in the post plant. In fact, Electronic, he's flanking for the bomb, but it's not even open, so he's going to be able to get exits here instead. He might even hear them in B. Yeah, with the bomb reverse triple, it's not a worry. AKs and M4s saved here for NaVi. And still exits to be found for Electronic if he is hungry, but no one's really running the gun. And that'll be NaVi up to 8. Fighting back onto Cole, who will likely just continue the force by wars, saving around these 3 guns. Nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Just a reminder, coming up, Chaos Liquid after this. You'll have just enough time for a popcorn break before we go live again.
Oh, look at this. The gears of war barely started turning, and already there's no brakes on the Cole train. They rush top mid. Config opening the round up there with the kill onto Electronic. Now looking for a little bit more as well. The Molotov not deep enough to actually reach JKS under the Palace, and Config's down here as well. They're huddled around that fire like it's for warmth, and they actually take the aggression. Flamey is holding. You don't want to peek Flamey with the game he's having right now, and he does deal with pesky Config. JKS next on the firing line. East site completely empty right now for Complexity. A good idea that this is looking to end up inside of A.
Cole have everyone here. Blame is going to be very quick to rotate from middle. Flamey coordinate out to the bomb. JKS is traded, but now Poison swinging out from the triple, joined by Rush, who baits them in for Poison to do the damage with 3. Nice hold on the A site. Cole are very ready for NaVi to commit into that stack. And as much as B was a problem for Cole in that first half. NaVi avoiding it as much as they can, walking into the stack of the CTs. Lovely little transfer there by Poison 2. And double digits found for Cole. NaVi keep it going. NaVi don't want to give up now, and the AKs are back in. Who will win these wars? Flamey has something to say, finding Rush early on, pushing the Palace with the SMG dead. NaVi go heavy into middle. Poison is trapped here in essence, flashed off. But we'll be able to give it up with the smoke on the catwalk as well. The aggression into the Palace is going to get info for Cole that NaVi aren't taking this A site, but Flamey is rerouted to the ramp and they can still split. Will Cole get this big flank off in time? Blame is going for it. Flamey is so low, but they're also coming in from spawn with the bomb. Oh dear. What's the audio made? Flamey runs to A and then walks right back. Simple's very ready for a Palace push.
Are we going to talk about how progressively over time we've lost more and more people's
fist fights, Harry. It's hand-to-hand combat. You're throwing bullets. Oh, Simple, so ready for that.
Right? It's like the annual Ghost League. Here it is, right? Bunch of ghouls in the server. Levitating in. Poison, one of the only humans left standing. A Ghostbuster. Ready and waiting. JKS in with another. Flamey down and out of the round. There's a bit more of a response. JKS just continuing to put up numbers, finally bested by Boomich. And oh, they've laid down their weapons, but Electronic in the back line there. Ready and waiting, puts 9 on the board for NaVi. Counter-Strike, Ghost offensive now.
It is weird, but it's also weird when you think about it, how like, you know, when your view is coming from your head model, your bullets are also being shot out of your eyes in this game, right?
Yes.
In the way that if you're fighting a headshot angle, you can both shoot, but your guns aren't, you know, you're not playing paintball and holding your gun over the wall while you're not peeking, you know?
So it's like that Austin Powers scene, but with their eyeballs instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one way of putting it.
Just kind of looking at it, and I figured Austin Powers, something you guys probably grew up looking up to him, considering, you know, secret agent stuff.
Oh.
Flame F. Nice shot on the Perfecto, but he's going to get planted. Electronic is going to be doing that deed. Meanwhile, an A ramp push here. And with Flamey and Palace, he's still got some room to work with, albeit he has been cut off. Poison falls to Simple's AK in the meantime, and Rush is left to his devices over there towards the B halls.
So weird. Again, this big flank has come through, but they've just avoided Flamey on the other side this time. Still going to be a big B flank. Unless these players drop lower and use Flamey to split that A site. Always an option here. Conflict's taking mid.
Oh, man.
JKS follow him. That's a nice kill, but now the jig is up. Now NaVi know enemies behind, or at least enemy behind. Flamey goes back to fight Config, and he does win that battle from the Palace. Now, B doesn't need to be committed by NaVi. They can try and get this bomb to their teammate, but JKS is in between them both, looking to put up a fight. Bomb on its own and making noise while it's there. JKS is free for him, and he takes the kill with the package at 30 seconds. More than enough time for NaVi to grab it back, but they need to go now. JKS has reaggressed, and he's going to catch Electronic in the apartments too. It's all on Flamey. Bomb is available, but he needs to pick a site and go right here, right now. JKS isn't giving the kill. Making noise, but hanging around. 18 seconds, baiting Flamey in, who now has to run for the hills.
Yeah, even if there is a fight here for Flamey, it's going to buy a lot of time for Cole to potentially not even have to worry about anything. And that's exactly what happens. No room for error there. Flamey falls, complexity go up to 11. And my prediction's still looking okay. Flamey, you okay? You got hiccups too, man? All right, Dan. Holla, Dan.
Running out of money at this point in time is a little bit upsetting. And so NaVi, they just decide, well, what about if we didn't run out of money? What about if we just buy anyway? They give Simple an AK. They invest whatever they can. Problem is, right, you know, this is all well and good. Like, yeah, you've put money into this round. If it doesn't find anything, you go 9-12 down. You're ecoing. Then you likely go 13-9 down before you even get to come in with a buy. So you know, you look like a genius if you win these rounds. Like, it all looks so well and good. But if you don't, that's where the burn really gets applied by Cole. Complexity now going to nade lower. Simple. The one rifle brought down to 50 HP on the back of that nade. Smoke down in connector as well. Blame very, very low on the other side. NaVi with this creeping default in through mid. They've got the control. They send the bomb in through the apartments to rejoin up with Electronic. Russian Poison. They haven't really had to see all too much in the last few. What are they going to be able to bring to the occasion? Rush gets up on top of the dresser, but decides that holding this close angle might not be in his favor. Pulls on out of there. 20 seconds as NaVi try to make the B play happen. Preemptive rotate in from Blame F as he starts to move around through CT, but he's low, so Rush has to get something done, and he doesn't. This B site falls into NaVi hands, and that's a save for Complexity. That force buy works wonders for NaVi.
Perfecto's Deagle is so good. He's had so many moments in this series, even on this map, winning rounds off of that Deagle alone. One on the B-bomb site, holding it down. One in the Palace as well, picking up NaVi and Eco in the first half. And right there, the entry into B, Rush gets overwhelmed as well, and NaVi just chase him down. 5 alive for NaVi on an Eco round with guns saved. It's got to feel good.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, this is still the force buy wars from the pistol. Keep in mind, it still hasn't stopped. We haven't had full gun rounds. We haven't had orbs yet because no one has won back-to-back rounds in this second half. And we're pretty deep in. This is a long force buy war. This is 6 rounds. So, hey, let's see if it continues. Cole, like on the CT side, you're almost always just basically forcing when you're in this position. There's no reason to eco with 1,400 loss. And so Cole aren't going to give it up, especially not with a lead still in their pocket, only just looking to hold on to it. If NaVi finally break back and win 2, not only are they equal in the score, but they have Cole on a double eco. So good spot to be in. NaVi could certainly take this map away off of that alone, off of this round. So is it going to be that simple? JKS pushed up on the ramp. Deep smoke came over the top. Blame F pushed Palace. That's all this has been, just aggression in Palace and ramp for Cole, finding so many flanks and opening kills. That's Perfecto dead in the water. NaVi still with 3 here. NaVi just take things so low and so slow, knowing how much aggression has been dealt their way. No one wanting to give away picks. Boomich taking his time with spotting B. Only just got here at the minute mark. And NaVi regroup back in the Palace, gaining lost ground. JKS watching from Balk. And even moving out. I like that call. They know how important this round is. They have the kit. They're going to give it up and try and play a little more passive towards retake. Blame's gone back to spawn. Config got flash for a mid peek. He's seen it's clear and is now watching that A site with his teammate. Boomich is selling a B fake, and that is going to draw a 3rd player over, leaving JKS as the hero of this round, holding on from under Balk.
Boomich has run all the way back. I'm surprised that we haven't seen an earlier rotation in towards A. Now it becomes painfully clear where NaVi are looking to end up. But this push has taken a long old while to come through since that fake. JKS still a threat underneath Palace, but Simple through the floor just rids him from the round. Tag now and Config with the spray. 12 on the board for Complexity. They stumble back to their feet. That late A play from NaVi, just a tiny bit disjointed, right? There was a timing where there were 2 players in that A bomb site, and then they allow enough time for the rotations to come back in.
Yeah, it's not just that, but it's crucial that even though JKS only gets 1 kill, NaVi never checked it. That's because they mollied it, and it still left him with room to move. The molly wasn't perfect. He sat underneath it.
They've thrown that same Molotov that's given him enough room 3 times now in these A plays, right? And that's like a reoccurring theme, that Molotov is a little too deep, and it leaves that back corner available to JKS. And every time it's led to them discounting his position under Palace.
Yeah, and then, you know, you've got your ace in the hole. It's Config. He's floating around the connector. He stays there. Just stays planted. doesn't really have to show face until the rest of the A defense falls. And even though it really doesn't, he's able to pivot and get the last 2 kills. So 12 up for Cole. 3 AKs for NaVi.
Yeah, it's another force buy, right? Because at this point in time, this game has just been forces all the way through, and with no like rhyme or reason as to who picks them up. NaVi almost look better in the force buy rounds than they do in the fall buys, because they just seem a little less careful in the sense that, you know, they're more prepared to like run you down and not leave it to these final 15-second pushes where like Cole are normally ready and raring to go.
Crazy, the Poison's actually got the AWP as well. Like, no one's won back-to-back rounds in this half. And this could finally be the start of something for Cole. This could finally be them breaking the mold. Man advantage with a really good buy. All rifles. Config's back up on Cat. He gets spotted, and re-peeking is his demise. Simple as there. Not messing around. Lane rotates B. Poison with the AWP and CT. NaVi grouping towards this B split. They have short currently. Only one man here, Rush. He's had trouble holding on to this B bomb site in rounds gone by. He's going to need to do something heroic.
Now more than ever, there's the first down. There's so many more where that came from, and the flash from Flamey is perfect. Blame not able to stop them, and JKS is on such a long flank all the way through T-spawn. That puts a lot of pressure on his teammates who find themselves in the market. Poison doesn't have armor either. The kit is on Blame F, and that's in the market right now. So still time for this to come through. A lot of it hinging on this immediate engagement between Boomich and Blame F, and Blame F wins it out. That's going to now give Complexity the edge. Looking to move in. The wrap through the apartments coming on through, but it's got to pick up the pace a bit here. Flamey holding from bench. There's Simple gone, and JKS with the double. Someone has to grab the kit.
Where is it?
Someone needs to get the kit. They were right next to Poison. JKS goes in and gets it. Like, well, what can you do? That's a bit of an error there, man. Like, Poison was next to it, but I guess just not commed clear enough where it was. He runs back towards Market and then just decides, well, there's no time.
That's so sad. That was Cole's round to win. They get out with all the kills on the retake. They just take so long to wait for that flank of JKS. And even though he pops out with 2, it's just not enough, and it's too late. Blame's already dead at the bench to Flamey. And that's a NaVi round, keeping it up. Force after force after force after force. And why would you stop now? If you're Cole, you save the guns. You're going to buy around it. You got armor on Poison's AWP, but it's not feeling like he's saving grace right now. He needs to do something huge. NaVi are going for A smokes as well. This is a great round to do it. There's no util to stop them. There are 2 of the 3 guns on this site, though, and that is a big danger. Poison's even coming in con with that AWP. Everyone is here for Cole, and JKS is flashed for a peek. Him and Blame combined for 2. Cole flipping it on its head again, and JKS is dead in the water. 2 on 3. NaVi not done yet. Boomich is very deep, but Poison has a gap. Missed shot as Boomich chases down his teammate in the spawn, but the flash renders him useless and leaves Electronic in the clutch if there was any man for the job.
Oh, he's going to get that bomb down. Config and Poison to go against. Not an easy 1v2 by any stretch of the imagination. And Poison there with the immediate peak, head in view, and Complexity. 13 rounds. They immediately bite back. Plenty of time for the defuse this time around. Man, this has just been trading rounds back and forth.
Oh, they're fine with this. If they're just going to trade to a win, they're up by 2, keep in mind. If they're just going to keep trading for the win, they'll take it. Like, yeah, sure, man. We'll swap
so
rounds
weird,
till we win.
Man. It's still forced by wars. Like, this makes no sense.
We haven't had a full rifle round on both teams. At least what would actually be classed as like everyone having the money and everyone having AKs and M4s with AWPs. Not happened yet.
Yeah, and it's still not going to happen for NaVi.
No.
Pistols.
Oh, they've finally given up. They finally said, yep, now's the time.
Wow, yeah. I mean, now is a time, right? But maybe not the time. Like, this is unreal.
They haven't got lost. Oh God, it's not done. It's just not done.
No. Surely not. Surely it doesn't keep going, right? This is an actual eco from NaVi. This isn't a force anymore. The Perfectos open it up. Poison rotating in, but they're already a little bit deeper than perhaps he's ready for. Config down and out for the count. And surely it doesn't happen again. Flamey's heard on this late lurk in through A. It's all gotten a bit chaotic. This bomb denied for now. Simple arriving late into the bomb site. Oh my, this was meant to be NaVi conceding the force by wars.
It still should be.
In theory.
In theory.
Let's see how this one pans out. Simple has picked himself up in M4 on 24 HP. He's going to sit real tight on top of this bomb. Might even hatch it. Blame F.
Nice.
Does it all, though.
Oh, okay, it's over. Right, GG, go next. No, of course not. But Complexity finally win 2 rounds in a row. It's never been done before in this second half. No one has gotten there. NaVi, with 2,400 a player, finally conceded it. Finally said, okay, this buy isn't enough. We didn't do enough damage. We didn't save any guns. And I actually respect the eco in this round for NaVi, even though they don't win it. Like, that's the right call. They realized as well, okay, if we keep trading rounds, we're going to lose this map without playing a single T rifle round. And now here it comes, the first full buy of this T side for NaVi.
This is wild. We are 11 rounds into the second half, and finally we have a rifle on rifle round. 11 rounds in. Oh, and a miss molly from Electronic. Not the start you wanted. There's a gap in this smoke for Poison. Config playing close to the con smoke, just about lives to tell the story.
Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort for Config. He gets away with 24. And with an AWP in his hands.
Double orb, yeah.
Poison looking for the jump up. I'll also keep an eye on Catwalk. Now, mid is in control of NaVi. Or rather, I should say, NaVi is in control of mid.
I've just not really seen much mid control on this T side with no rifles. Not an orb.
You can tell NaVi just walking on eggshells. They don't want to concede that 15th, and Rush is going to start Complexity off in that direction. Poison have an AWP looking onward to the connector. He's smoked off, and meanwhile, NaVi have grouped up in the B halls. And Fig may get to use this AWP after all. Nope, just kidding. Boomich, he's on the case. He storms up Catwalk, finds 2, opens the door to the B site, and that's going to be a save call for Cole.
No, this is the downside to these force buy wars. Like, it's even though Cole had the lead, which is why NaVi, as Hugo pointed out, couldn't keep doing that. The one thing that this always comes back to is when you are trading rounds back and forth like that, especially for 10 rounds straight, is it means the CTs are never going to have built up enough money to sustain a loss. And, you know, with that one victory that they get when they finally chain rounds back to back, they only have, what, like 2 players surviving? That means that they need to save here if they want to keep the purchases rolling in and not just fall down, having to eco, having to give over another freebie. This is going to give NaVi a path to 12. There's a buy where NaVi, if they win that and they get to 13, finally Complexity are just going to have to take an eco, right? And at which point, this is game on again. That can be how NaVi tie this up. They are in a very good spot right now, are NaVi. However, they are up against 14, and that's the scary thing, right? If they win this, NaVi should be back in this game, and in a very big way, tying us up at 14 all.
Yeah.
But if they don't, they potentially fall from the highest of heights to the lowest of lows, and that would likely see this matchup slipping away from them.
Now, this is not a safe scoreline for Complexity by any means of the word. This is on a knife's edge, and NaVi are nipping at the heels. Missed Molotovs now for both teams in these last couple of rounds. Cracks are beginning to show. Config is still top of the board. He's been storming through this series ever since Nuke. Electronic is back as well. He's the top performer for NaVi, which is certainly what you like. Big double entry for Boomich into that B bomb site last round. Man down were NaVi. They still got it done. Ladder for Blame. Config in window. The AWP alone on the B bomb site. A risk worth taking for Complexity. NaVi back to middle with the smokes to cut off any information for Cole. They don't know numbers. And they don't know where this one's ending up. Window and top con smoke leaves Blame up for the taking. That's the Freiburg smoke. Electronic throwing it in towards a jungle. Lets him get into this A site, but re-smoked at con is a bit of a problem. JKS cycles one as well on the Palace, and Cole just trying to stall this one out. They jump up, they don't know about Blame, and he's seen the feet. He finds Electronic in through the wall. Config watching this smoke, swapping sides as well. Simple hit down to 30. Do they want to commit? Perfecto is deep in B. If he finds a pick right now on the solo B player, that could be massive. But Blame has come off of Cat to join him in the site, getting caught as he posts up. Poison now alone. 20 seconds as NaVi divert back into B, and they got the pick. It's all on Poison. He's got to do it all. Rush has dropped the bomb at 20 seconds. Poison holds his own in the B bomb site, and Simple misses his shot. It might just be done for NaVi. 15 rounds looking likely as Flamey is a long way from home.
Yeah, there's no way back into that one, especially after that bomb falls. It just starts to all fall apart. Complexity on 15. NaVi looking onward.
My, oh my, what a game we've been gifted today. This is, it's all down to this. It's all down to a couple of $1,000s in the wallets of NaVi.
Yeah, man, this is heartbreaking for NaVi as well. They had Cole right where they wanted them, right where they needed them. And a victory in that round there could have closed the gap up entirely. But it slips away. Yeah. And Rush, such a key player there, right? Dropping the bomb at short, forcing NaVi into a very rough spot. Suddenly, what happens in that B site doesn't matter. They rotate into mid to get a beat on that bomb. They deal with Simple. And as mentioned, Flamey was just too far away to even play into the round.
Yeah, it feels bad, man, for Perfecto as well. He's had a great game, and he finds that crucial B pick. NaVi can't get into A. They lose progress there. They get smoked off at the 30-second mark, and they just desperately go, Perfecto, we need you. You need to open B. He does. He kills Blame. He stalls Poison. But as said, Rush, bottom of the board, highest impact kill, dropping the bomb, winning Cold round, and 15 to 12. It's all come down to this.
All or nothing for NaVi. Complexity, a slow start on Nuke, but they've built up and up throughout. And now stood on the finish line. They've just got to cross it. What's in the tank for NaVi? They send Perfecto on this B lurk again. Utility flowing in from Boomich. Config up close. Perfecto gonna try and get in, but goes down. And now the remaining three out through Palace into JKS, who is good for one, helped out by Poison. And Cole looking to walk this one over the finish line. It's Simple and Boomich still to beat, still left standing. Now all onto one man. It is Simple, and as good as he's looked, as good as he's been, the moments he's given us, this one might be one step too far. Tag down low, and the nade should finish it. He just dodges death, but only for a moment. 3 HP. He's got 1 point of health for every opponent he has to find, and he's just hiding right now. It's not every day that you see Simple backed into a corner like this, having to just hide away and hope that it's Complexity to make the mistake. They're not going to, because why would they? And he's dead on the first peak. Surely there's a man at stairs. That's Blame F just being patient. Wasn't there when Simple first checked. The moment contact's made, there it is, Complexity. They take this series. They head through to the playoffs. NaVi, they've got to keep on fighting. And what a series we just got to witness. Complexity long it out from a slow start on Nuke to a big